everyone, and welcome to the Wheel and Chill Show.
So funny, I was like super empowered. I don't think I could sleep.
Still follows the same rules, has the same characters and all that stuff,
Yes.
but it just tweaks it a little bit.
You're reading fantasy, and it's so grounded. It's so completely grounded in reality.
Rule clarification, if we both get it wrong, do we get bonus points?
Soldier Simmons, it is my pleasure to now pin you, raising you from the rank of soldier to dedicated.
That didn't happen in the books, but it was awesome.
I nailed it.
I nailed that.
I nailed it. Let me bring you comfort about Egwene. I know you haven't seen her in a month, but let me tell you this story about how badass she is right now.
That fight scene, my boy went through 5 daggers.
Everybody's flower is different. I think we learned that in the books. This is I think for me, top 5 moments ever on screen.
When I read it, I felt empowered. I felt called to action.
One of the best quotes in the whole series is when Gaul says, "Do you like to dance, Baron Ibarra?"
The Knights Who Say Chill.
AKA the band of really, really nice good guys.
Let a couple more drink on.
You're saying everywhere.
I am.
Do you have a chaser should you need it?
Can I have a little bit of mine too? Yo, this is good.
Young people do like this now or something instead of this.
Oh, it's like this.
It's the heart emoji.
Don't jiggle.
It folds. I like the way you wiggle.
You
For
wiggle.
show. We're going to review the entirety of season 1 of the Wheel of Time, the whole thing. Finale of Rings of Power. Welcome to the Wheel and Chill Show. Hello, and welcome to the Wheel and Chill Show. Hello, everyone. I always love jumping back in and feeling like I missed out on an inside joke.
You missed out.
Oh, you missed out.
Gosh, care to share?
so
Or should I
good.
just always?
I'll have to remember.
It was something you said right before the stream started.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
what was it? Is it a secret, sealed to the flame?
I'm not going to say it.
What did
You
I
just let us know you got it up.
I may have done that. Yeah. Okay. Great. Well,
I'm sorry.
welcome everyone to the Wheel
like
and
two.
Chill Show. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you very much. Today is a very special stream. The Wheel of Time season 3 is over. R.I.P. But the discussions about the Wheel of Time season 3 have only just begun, and we are going to start, other than our episode discussion streams, with a definitive The Wheel of Time season 3 episode ranking stream. Now, when I say definitive, I do not mean that we agreed. We all have our own episode ranking stream, so you can take it upon yourselves to decide who has the best ranking, whose agrees the most with your opinions. And of course, every time we talk about them, we're going to explain our views, and we'll see if we convince you maybe to change yours as time goes on. So we don't have any guests. This is just the core team, the fam, the triumvirate. I don't know what you want to call us, but we
Triumvirate. I love it.
the 3 co-hosts. We are here to talk about, we're going to rank the episodes. And before we get started, I will note that we have a stream planned for next week. We have an idea of, we did this last season also, I believe, or maybe the season before, but we're going to take the characters of the Wheel of Time show and kind of analyze where they've come so far, like where they've come from, and extrapolate as to where they might be going. So it is going to be a full book spoilers stream. The first one is going to be Moraine, and it's going to be with Leafcast, and that's going to be next Monday. So the puppets. So get excited about that. And if you're curious about the spoiler level today, I didn't really talk to them about this, but hopefully they agree that we're going to strive to maintain no book spoilers while we're discussing the episodes, because this is about the episodes. It's not about the books. And then if we want to do some full book spoilers at the end, if there's some like lingering things that we weren't able to talk about, then we'll go for it at that point. Does that sound good, fam?
Yes.
Triumvirate.
Sounds good.
Whatever I want to, whatever we're going to be called. Okay, great. So I don't know. Oh yeah, we introduce ourselves.
Yeah.
So Winespring, why don't you go first?
Of course. I'm Winespring. Hey, everybody. Glad you're here. Can't wait to hear how much you agree with my rankings because they're the best and absolutely right in every way. And I know last season I was convinced and changed my ranking, but this time I'm going to hold to it. I just know that I will not be convinced. Anyways, you can find me on X at Winespring Cafe, where in my article section, I have compiled all the Wheel of Time themed recipes for you in an easy way. So go make them and eat them and let me know how much you enjoy them.
Okay. Perfect. Tavern, go ahead.
Greetings, all. I am Tavern the Arrogant, or at least I have been called by some recently, apparently.
Okay.
Anyways, I do merch and stuff, and you can find that on Redbubble. And I've been putting a lot of stuff out there. So, look, she's got a shirt on. That's awesome. And we have mugs and stuff all over the place. They're right back there or there. That one. Anyways, thank you. Other than that, yeah, I can't wait. I'm excited. I'm ready. I'm ready to cause some drama.
Okay. You should definitely check out Tavern's designs, not only on his Redbubble, but on his social media. So you can see some of them. He posts them on Instagram and X, and I believe Blue Sky, I assume.
Yes.
So you can peruse, even if you don't want to do the online shopping thing, you get sucked into Redbubble. But then once you find a design you like, then you have to go get sucked into Redbubble to buy it. But it's totally worth it. Okay, I am Kritter XD. This is my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would ask that maybe you subscribe. If you're over on TikTok, hello. I apologize that I can't look at the chat over there. I can on YouTube. A Tavern might be looking at the chat on TikTok, but I'm not sure.
I am.
He is, so feel free to chat over on TikTok, and he can call you out if he thinks you're worthy. Just kidding. We love everyone in the chat. Chill chat's the best.
A lot of pressure.
No.
A lot of pressure.
I do a lot on TikTok, obviously, Wheel of Time content, sci-fi fantasy, but right now, mainly Wheel of Time content. I have a Discord that if you're on the Discord, we have a good time. We talk about all kinds of stuff, Wheel of Time, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, all of that. I've got a podcast called But Are There Dragons, and we are about to start a new season with a whole new author, a whole new series of books. I hope Jessica doesn't get mad at me, but that's a hint. It's a series. We did Lord of the Rings in the past, so if you want to do a reread or a read for the first time of the Lord of the Rings during the longing, you could have us as your companions, and that podcast is called But Are There Dragons? I don't know if I mentioned that, and I do it with the moderator of my Discord and here on YouTube, Jessica Sadai, who is lovely.
Jessica.
Also, I didn't really say this during the season, and I regret it, but I'm one of the founders / I don't know what to call me. I'm one of the builders of WatCon. And if you don't know about WatCon, it's a Wheel of Time convention made for fans, by fans, held in July in Columbus, Ohio. And if you don't know about it, if you've never been to it, or if you have been to it and you haven't gotten your tickets yet, you should consider getting those tickets, because who knows how long the hotel spots are going to last, and staying in the hotel's the bomb. And you should just get on it. Okay.
Yeah, and she will go into the north and become stronger than the foundations of the con. Oh, sorry.
Exactly.
Well done. Are you wearing your WatCon shirt?
This is not my WatCon shirt.
No, that's one of her shirts.
Like, this is
It did.
Oh, no, it's not one.
Oh, Daddy Ibarra. Okay, that's one of your designs, right?
Yeah.
This is one of my designs.
Yeah,
Yes,
it is one of
it's
yours.
Daddy Ibarra.
And it's amazing.
Very nice.
Thank you. Yes, so I also do have a Redbubble if you want to check that out. No pressure though, and Taverns is better than mine, so just know that.
Not.
The podcast has not yet done the Silmarillion, but I'm like working on that. We'll get there eventually. You know what I mean? It's just with the baby dragon, I want to be able to really focus on all of our Tolkien stuff, like chapter at a time type of detail, and I just don't have that kind of time right now. So we're gonna do Silmarillion, but maybe not right now. Okay. If you couldn't get the group rate for the WatCon hotel, I've heard that you can call the hotel and ask for it if the website's not working.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if that didn't work. Although
Well, it might be sold out, but you can probably still ask.
On the WatCon Discord, the planning Discord, just today, I believe one of the builders said they called and they got the rate. So
they unlocked some more.
Good. Well, it wasn't that they were. I think it's a website issue, and they may fix it at any moment. But and if that's not true, I apologize. But feel free to contact the WatCon team.
Don't be a liar.
If it doesn't.
And I don't know how to say this, but I was asked for a shout out, and this is the only time I'm going to do this because it's the first shout out I've been asked to do.
Okay.
And that's for Valky Yome on TikTok. There's your shout out.
What's up?
What up?
Thanks for watching on TikTok.
Let us know your rankings.
Oh yeah. All right. So we've got a nice little 10-minute introduction all done in the books. And I think it's time to start talking about our reviews. I hope you guys are extremely impressed by what happens next because I have a transition. Are you ready? Okay.
Yes.
There's no audio in this transition.
I'm waiting.
But it's a transition. Are you ready for this? Okay.
Do you really want to? Oh, sorry.
8th place.
8th place. So we're going backwards. All right.
Yeah, obviously. Like the lowest ranked episode.
Okay. Ooh, look at that sexy transition.
Wasn't that pretty sexy? I
like it.
It's a we're working on it.
No, it looked good. That was awesome.
Thank you.
I saw it.
I feel pretty good about it.
Yep.
So yeah, it looks like
we have our
Winespring and
numbers?
I are similar. Tav's a little different than us. So Winespring,
Okay.
number 2
Okay.
as your least favorite.
Least favorite. What? Okay, number
4K.
2 is A Question of Crimson.
Mm-hmm.
Is what I have from IMDb for the name of the episode. So while I enjoyed all of the episodes,
Same.
this one was just like maybe the least notable
Mm-hmm.
as far as what I just remembered. So that would be, I think we met Elida. Is that right? Or
Yeah, that was
and-
Elaine's mom shows up, Elida,
Elaine's mom.
Lord Gabriel.
Lord Gabriel. That's
Yeah.
right. I don't actually remember that. I didn't make any notes. I should have because it's like, duh, we're going to be defending these. You said it, and I was like, oh, great.
Yeah, I did make notes. I have like a scoring system.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Okay. We should have just gotten organized and used your scoring system. That's really interesting. So the cold open, was that Leandrin's cold open?
No, that was the cold open for this. For 2?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. I believe it was. Hold on, I'll tell you in a second.
Leandrin's baby?
Yeah, that's what
like
she
the
said.
backstory.
No.
Was it
No,
not?
actually, no. It was Morghese. It was Morghese taking the
Okay.
crown.
Oh, the
and
Game of
the
Thrones
chopping
cold
of the
open.
head
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
that. Okay.
Mhm.
So while all of it was really good, it just wasn't quite as good maybe as the others. And 2 and 3 for me were really close together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I since I also did 2, I'll piggyback off of that and say I think I agree with you that all of them were exceptionally entertaining. And like my rating system was I gave a blank out of 10 for entertainment, a blank out of 10 for story, and a blank out of 5 for quality, right? So we're talking like just flat out vibes for the top. Story was like, is it too rushed? Are there some plot holes that I'm curious about? Stuff like that. And then the quality is like CGI, acting, like costuming, stuff like that. So that was my ranking. And this one just turned out to be at the bottom. It was close to another one, actually, and I'm not going to spoil which one it was.
I already did. Dang it.
It was, I felt like the Game of Thrones intro was... It threw me off just because I'm a book reader, so I was like, oh, things are different. But I like reconciled it immediately. And I just think it didn't give us as much progress with our faves as the other episodes, right? Because it was an Elaine heavy episode. And if Elaine is your fave, power to you, because she's incredible. But it gave us a lot of Morghese. It gave us a lot of Elida, which again, incredible actress. But it gave us Galad and Gawain, who that fight scene was really fun. But, who are these guys? We don't care about them as much as we care about the other ones. And for 2 of them, 2 groups, the Perrin group and the Rand group, it was just like a travel episode. So that one was not. And there's something that just gave me the ick about the way that Avienda ran up to them at the end of the episode. It was like, who did you tell? Like that to me, the delivery was weird. And I was like, why do you care so much? Like, these are your Tardod group. So like, why are you so upset that they know that we're here? Anyway, so there were several things that were just like tiny nitpicks that put this below the rest.
I thought, and for episode 2, I know the Avienda thing that you just mentioned, for me, it was weird. It was weird in a way because it almost felt like she was surprised.
Mm-hmm.
And so being surprised, she got angry that she had gotten surprised and so lashed out at them.
Yeah.
And it was kind of odd. Yeah.
It was a little odd. It was just, there were a couple of line deliveries this whole season that gave me enough of an ick that it like decreased the quality score. And actually, I think the next episode on my list is down that far partially because of that. So anyways, Tav, you picked a number 3.
I did pick a number 3.
That's the quarterstaff episode.
It is the quarterstaff episode, and that was, to me, that was the only highlight in that episode.
Yes.
There was some other stuff. I mean, it was cool, but again, it was like a weird medieval detective show with, you know, 2 of the trio trying to interrogate people and playing them against each other, and there was a lot of stuff going on in the tower. We had just gotten a full episode of pretty much the beginning, episode 1. We had gotten the whole tower thing and beginning of episode 2. Actually, no, it was episode 1. Sorry. And then we got more tower in episode 2 with Morgay showing up and Robin and all of that stuff. And to be honest with you, I was kind of tired of the tower by that point. And it just wore on me. Like I said, the highlight to me was the quarterstaff fight at the end, or toward the end of episode 3.
Yeah.
But I just thought 2 had a little more oomph than 3 did, and that's it, because they were really close, like you said.
Yeah. Well, Winespring said that. I didn't say that.
Yeah. Well, I was kind of looking at her, but the people don't know that I was looking at Winespring.
True.
Like Winespring said.
Okay, so that makes sense. Do we feel prepared to move to the next one, or do we have more debate? Winespring, do you want to talk him out of this number 3? It sounds like you kind of agree with most of his.
I really do, and that's why it'd be easy for me to transition to the next one.
Okay, well, you know what? Enough said. Transitioning now. Ready? Okay, let's do the. I swear this is going to get way more slick as time goes on.
Mm-hmm.
In 7th place.
Dun, 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 dun,
Dun, dun.
What just happened? Oh, I didn't.
Nice
I didn't.
transition.
I'm doing it.
Oh, look at that.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I was trying to do
Hey, I
some
see it.
guitar licks
There
for
they
you,
are.
but that didn't work out.
How can one be tired of the
beautiful.
tower? It's a good question, Mel. One that I can't answer.
Easily, because it wasn't enough land.
Are you seeing?
Well-
Okay, well, it was a perfect transition. So let's bounce back to Winespring.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Tavern, you and I were pretty close. Like,
Yeah.
I was very close to me with 2 and 3. So 3, I put in second to last
5.
place because of, no, that's interesting. I can't wait to hear.
I saw that 5, and I was like, wait, what the?
So it's like all the highlights you mentioned for
Yeah.
3 are the reason it's in the second to last place and not all the way at the end for me.
Yeah.
Specifically, it's the Nynaeve moments because she is, my favorite. And it was the line delivery of, I think we're all into that kind of thing. That was just so funny.
So funny.
And then, getting called out about like actually being with a king was beautifully handled too. I feel like with Elaine. Sword fighting is always encouraged in the Wheel of Time fandom. So I can't put that at the end or you're just wrong. So, second to the last is why. Yeah.
Wow.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I see that. I'm gonna challenge that before we move on to Critters 5.
Yeah, no, you do your 2. What's the deal?
Because so 1, it should not have been last. There was a lot of good things in episode 2 that I liked. I was actually oddly surprised at how much I loved the Trakens.
The Trakons. Sorry, when you said Trakens, I thought you said
I call them
Krakens.
Trakens because the Game of Thrones.
No
Trakens.
idea what you're saying.
Okay.
Anyways, pecan, the pecans.
Okay.
I like the pecans. I was really surprised at how much I enjoyed all 3 of their characters, and Robin. Robin was just like icing on the cake.
He was good. He was smooth.
Yeah, for that whole thing.
That's true. That is true.
There were some really good exchanges between Swan and Elida in this one. and Swan and Morghese, actually.
Yeah.
Some very cryptic dialogue that went back and forth that wasn't so cryptic. When they were going back, I'm a lion, Queen of Andor. Well, I'm also a lionfish, and it went back and forth, and it was just amazing. I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, the banter, it was good.
Yeah, and just learning about Raven's what he's pulling off and how it was working. I thought that everybody was on point in their acting for that. Even the subtle nuances of like, oh, what? Oh, yes. And then, the instant face changes and all that stuff was just stellar. So that's
like with Leanne
and Leanne and with
that was really well done.
And Elaine.
Yes.
Several times with Elaine. And I also, just for the sheer beauty of the idea, because never in my entire Wheel of Time existence have I ever thought of the Lions of Andor as being female lions, as being lionesses.
The design
and the swap on that, on the banners and the statues and the throne.
Yes. Well done.
Yeah.
So that's why it's in 7th place, Winespring.
Okay. Well, you're wrong, but you're welcome.
and Kritter, because Kritter put it down there too. What the hell?
It just, like the quality was there. I mean, let's see. I had,
for sure.
No, they were really close. Those 2 episodes were really close. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think in my notes for episode 2, now that we're like talking about, since episode 2 has been covered thoroughly by everyone, I have to say that, let's see, I had, this applies to episode 1 too, but I really dislike Egwene's BDSM harness outfit.
Really?
It was weird. It was a weird choice.
All of them.
It felt out of place. And that's me. Like, I worship the ground Sharon Gillam walks on, who is going to be the guest of honor at WatCon, by the way. She is a visionary. But I just, the moment I saw Egwene's outfit, I was like, where did that come from? Where did that come from?
Are you putting it up?
I have a question.
I'm trying.
Okay, I have a question for you guys then. So in season 2,
there it is.
Right? In season 2, when Lanfear takes Rand into Egwene's dream, is she wearing her black outfit?
When Lanfear takes Egwene into Rand's dream.
No. When Lanfear takes Rand into Egwene's dream when she's being held by the Shanshan, remember?
Oh, no. She's in her Damani outfit. I think she's dressed as a Damani.
Which is pretty dark.
You think Lanfear's dressed as a Damani?
No. Sorry, I'm misunderstanding.
No. I'm saying whatever Lanfear was wearing. And I'm only asking because I've noticed on the show that Egwene tends to adapt and adopt things that she sees.
Yeah.
Like Aiel dress and customs, like almost immediately her whole attitude changed to like a wise one.
Yeah.
Almost, so she's very adaptive. And so I'm wondering if she saw
great quality.
Yeah, it's all right quality. Which is why I'm wondering if she saw Lanfear in an outfit like that, and that's why she was wearing something similar.
Lanfear definitely rocked the leather and Teleron Riode, so that might be true.
It's the only reason I can think of her being in that outfit.
Yeah.
The one you have up of Egwene, this is the one you didn't like?
I think
way.
it is so
I'm obsessed with it.
I mean, in like IRL, it's fine, but like in the Wheel of Time, I just don't think it fits. Honestly, I thought it was a World of Dreams outfit, and then she was wearing it in episode 1, like in the Queen's Blessing, and I was just like, what? So anyways, it was like that docked me down, like quality wise. That was one of the things that I was like, that is annoying. Let's see. Oh gosh, what else? Oh, and
seeing her hair here, the whole look. I
mean, it's fire. She looks amazing.
She always looks good.
I just didn't think it was Wheel of Time. There was the Who Did You Tell thing, Swan saying there's no safer place for Elaine right after the Black Ajah thing made me like, really, Swan?
Yeah.
And then I think that was it. Oh, and then she made Elaine her hound right after that. So it's just like her like lying to more. I don't. It's some of the story stuff. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
What about? Did you not enjoy
Egwene? You guys, I'm sorry, but that's great.
Egwene.
Egwene, nice. Did you not enjoy? Because I thought I remember we discussed this during one of the episodes. Did you not enjoy her bouncing back and forth into people's dreams creepily?
So we're going to talk about episode 5 now.
Well, that's
yours, right?
That's yours.
It is. No, you're right. Yes, it is. It is.
Yeah, we're done. We're done with 2 and 3. We've covered 2 and 3.
Let me pull it up. All right. So one of the things in the season that gave me the biggest ick of all of them was Rand being like, "Rawr," with that little girl. It
weird
gave
as
me
shit.
the biggest ick in the world. So that was one of the reasons that it's like, whenever you like what
That much of an ick? Oh,
it was a huge ick. That wasn't
It was weird.
That wasn't it. Let's see. I've already let Queen Morghese know. So Swan sending Elaine on a trip right after telling Morghese that like the White Tower's the safest place for Elaine made me just think like story-wise, what? That was weird for me. Oh,
not to mention is it a lie? I mean, think about it. How does that work with the 3-0? She's told two different things.
Well, she said it was the safest place for her to be, and then she sent her away. She didn't say she wouldn't send her away.
That's true.
But then she said she already told Morghese, which to me means that Morghese is probably like coming back, because how dare you send my daughter away right after you said you'd protect her? You know what I mean? The story just it got me. There was also another story.
Wait, we're getting a thing in chat from Dana Lou saying Swan did not send Elaine on a trip.
Well, true.
Uh,
You're not wrong. But at the same time, if she did tell Morghese, that still means to me that Morghese is coming right back to be like, "Where's my daughter? How dare you send her away?" You know what I mean? Like Morghese's reaction doesn't matter whether Swan decided to do it or not. Also, there was some darkness issues. I think the worst episode for it being hard to see was the Two Rivers Rescue. Let's see. The Swan Moraine scene was an acting masterclass. The end dream walking sequence made me cry. I wept like a little baby.
Yes.
But it just wasn't enough to like make up for the other story inconsistencies for me that I couldn't get past. Was Melindra being like, "A wise one found me as a girl and raised me as her own." But also I remember the long nights after the dancing back in Malkir when you, Lan, who I look like I'm the same age of, was a baby. Sorry, that was
Listen,
complicated.
we all know where that came from. Horrible Mercari parents. They didn't watch their children go out at night. They snuck out. They were just little brats.
While I was watching it, though, the story felt inconsistent to me. So that there were several nitpicky things for me that put that as low as it is.
okay.
So real quick, I have something from TikTok. This is, and I'm just going to address this real quick. Celeste, this is not a question for the particular topic we're covering, which is where we're ranking the episodes.
Okay.
But can you explain why a female can't be dragon reborn since the whole reincarnation process? That's a discussion for a whole nother evening.
That's a
big discussion
stuff.
But we can address that maybe later after we get through the episodes, or we can do it.
Rand episode.
I was gonna say
the Rand
maybe in the
episode.
Rand.
Yeah, maybe in the Rand episode. So Celeste,
Or in the Egwene episode, whatever.
keep coming back and we'll address that question.
There you go. So anyways, that's where I loved the episode. I thought it was super fun. Again, wept like a baby. But the issues with it put it down for me. Put it down lower.
So right now, you and I aren't far off because...
ready? Perfect transition? Okay.
It is a perfect transition.
Let's do it. Okay.
Let's see where Winespring's at on the next one.
6th place? Oh my gosh, I keep forgetting to hide the earlier rankings. Guys, I'm going to get this. But okay, we're here.
You're fine.
We've got... I have the 3rd episode as my 6th place, so I'm right there with you guys as far as all of us have 3 in our bottom 3.
Except for Winespring.
Okay, deviated a little bit here with 6.
But we're close. We're not far off.
Okay, so 5 was Talion Riod. 6 was The Shadow in the Night.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, that's right. Okay.
That's right.
Oh, that's wild. Oh, wow. You picked... Okay, Tav, since I've already talked about 5, why don't you talk about 5?
So 5 ended up being my 6th spot. Because I did enjoy it. I just didn't enjoy it as much as the other ones. They did have some cool stuff. Yes, the Rand thing was ick. And it wasn't just once. It was like he was just weird around the little girl up until the very end, in my opinion. It was, and not in a bad way. It was a little, I don't know. It was just weird.
Okay.
Maybe overreaction. Who knows? But I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed 5. I like the transitions with Teleran Riyadh. Does every episode have its own little issues? 100% they do.
Mm-hmm.
I like the conversation between Swan and Moraine in the shack.
Shack. Sorry.
Love
I thought you were
shack.
going to say the world of dreams. That you just said shack.
Yeah, it's the shack. It's the love shack. Everybody knows it's the love shack.
You're right. I'm not disputing it.
This was down on my like I said, 6th place, primarily because my least favorite character of the season was in this episode, and it's just annoying. And that would be Lord Luke Luster, or Lord Lukewarm, or whatever we're calling him that our chat deemed was an appropriate name for him. And again, I don't know what's going to happen in season 4, or any of that stuff. I just know that I was left wanting.
Okay, we have got to talk about 6 being Winesprings.
Oh my God, I'm getting roasted in
the chat is upset. It's excuse me. We've got Abby Sprankle saying 6 is my sentimental 2. We've got Not All Who Wonder Are Lost, Heart 6, Heart, LOC 137, 6 is my fave, but I'd put it behind 4.
Is that Hills of Tenchico?
Yes.
Which is really good. That's why this episode is not at the end.
Wow. Okay, explain yourself.
I put 6 for 6 because that's not a bad ranking spot. I thought. For what we got in the episode compared to what we get in other episodes, Tanchico was hard to watch for me. Like I've mentioned on other streams, I don't like Tanchico. I don't like it. I don't like the culture. The fashion's interesting. It's rough to watch. It's hard to watch. So there are things that make it fun, like the Hills of Tanchico, the song, and seeing Elaine step out that way, and Matt and I just blanked on his name. Tom.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tom. And how they ran into each other. There are things that make this a great episode, but it was tough to see some of that culture for me. So that's why it easily could have been the last one if it weren't for the few highlights for me, because of all those things that were just not fun to watch.
Well, the Leandrin baby cold open was then that one, and that was really rough.
Yes.
That was a rough. All of the backstory of Tanchico itself, from what I've gathered from the season, revolves around this this child, whatever is happening in Tanchico. Even the statues in the Panarch's palace were all little children. It was just creepy.
Yeah, it's cringe. Yeah,
super cringe.
Okay, I get it. Cringe is important, whether it's cringe, not cringe. It's a huge factor. But okay, so I have to ask.
Yeah.
The scene of the Rand scene at the end, the Egwene and Rand breakup, and then the little girl scene, right? To me, that was insanely intense, powerful, and disturbing, but good TV.
Yes.
Was the disturbing factor enough to did that play a huge factor for you?
Yeah. There was enough to not have it all the way at the end that made it good.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it wasn't going to be in my top 4.
Okay.
For sure.
Fair enough. All right. So I have 3 as my number 6. I felt like the Matt Quarterstaff scene, excellent. The Forsaken meeting was fun, right? Because I always love the Forsaken, just head banging off of each other. Let's see. I felt like there were some weird editing choices. So whenever the girls were interrogating the Black Aja members, it was it would show the Black Aja as Elaine and Nynaeve were talking, and it was just weird. It was weird. It was almost like they were playing a game of tag where the person who was speaking could not be on screen.
I think I can address that a little bit, and because I gave that a lot of thought, and I did notice that as well. And it almost felt like we were part of the interrogation, we were part of the team.
I think it was
Elaine,
a choice,
or Elaine / Nynaeve, and so they're allowing us to watch and observe the captives while they're talking, so that we can pick up on the subtleties of their eye movements and the way they're behaving and that kind of stuff, and allow us to make which was a bold choice.
Yeah.
But it was slightly disconcerting, because I did notice that, and I was like, why are they doing this?
Yeah.
And that's the only thing I can think of. Because
I get it. I understood in my brain that this was probably intentional, but also I don't know if they've changed it because I did comment on it in my reaction video, and I'm certain that Prime Video reps watch my reactions.
For sure.
But they had the
What
captions
up?
wrong. One time when Nynaeve was talking, it said Elaine was talking, and vice versa. And I was like, that's annoying. And it probably was easier for them to mess up because they weren't on screen. But anyway, so again, nitpick because I love the episode, but
Interns.
Gosh dang it.
Interns
Always
doing the
gosh dang
CC
interns.
stuff and not getting it right.
The Black Ajah choosing to lobotomize that girl.
Yeah.
Weird choice, especially because she
man.
was trying to save. I know they justified it with like, I think it's better not to remember a thing, but it's like, but now she
Well, it's
doesn't
the
know
Black
anything.
Ajah
I
saying
know,
that,
I
so.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I followed the rats line from Liana, iconic, and Matt just like the whole episode playing off of Galad and Gawain was hilarious.
That's pretty.
It was so
pretty
good.
great,
So that's why this one was above 5 because again 5, I wept, and above 2 for those fun reasons. And then it had a few nitpicks, which is why it's down at number 6.
Nice.
Okay.
Well done. Well done, you guys.
Are we there? Are we
Yeah.
done? Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this one, which I've never done yet, and then we're gonna go to the 5th bid. All right. So in 5th place we have.
Dun 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 dun. I keep hitting my.
Look at how
Peter, hold
similar
on.
our rankings are, you guys. Isn't that fun? That we
It's
have
pretty close.
the same bottom 4, which means we have the same top 4.
That's very cool.
Isn't that
Yeah.
funny?
Yeah.
So
I mean,
Pretty
that
impressive.
makes sense. Yeah. Like they're all good, but there are reasons that these are at the bottom and the other are just
at the top.
at the top.
And let me tell you, my top 4, the point differential in my ranking system, like 0.5 points per, like it's wild.
Interesting. Oh, I wish I'd done the rank system. That is really smart. I'm gonna do it next season because we're totally getting it, you guys. So.
100%.
Yeah, like,
100%.
I'm gonna do it.
So who talked last? I talked last, so that's not super helpful. Winespring, why don't you talk about why 5 is your number 5?
5 just almost made it to my top 4 because of just the dream world and getting into Teleanreoid. It's very hard for me to say that one. I love everything about that. I loved it from the books, and I think how they're giving it to us in the show is really fun. And Egwene right now is kind of one of my favorite show characters, I think. So seeing like her like go get 'em attitude, kind of come through, and the end, sequence where she's, bouncing through people's dreams is very invasive, but also super cool to watch.
That was in my notes. I was like, love this. Also, story-wise, questionable.
Super creepy. And the end, I'm pretty sure gave me chills because the last one we saw was her seeing Lanfear, right? And Rand, and then it just cut off.
Yeah.
That was a great cliffhanger. Like,
what
I thought
is
that was
she
a
gonna
great
do? Oh
yeah, like
my
oh shit, y'all. Yeah, I thought that was really good. I'm trying to remember, what was the cold open?
5?
Cold open. I'll tell you right now. It was.
Moraine with the Sicarnan. Sorry,
It was
I've got it right.
Leandrin as a little girl.
No.
Wait, no, I'm
it
on
was
6.
Moraine
Never
with
mind.
the Sicarnan.
Yep, you're right. I'm on 6. My bad.
Practicing and then talking with Leanne, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
What did you see in the rings?
Yeah, I like that. I like
you see
seeing
the
them
rings, Marie?
together. Yeah. And like it's cool to see her practicing with something so powerful and her dedication there. And really just the shot at the end where the sand, everything's moved. Like shows how powerful it is. Kind of a callback to seeing what's her name with it originally and how she built
Latra.
Lydian. Yeah, like that was just beautiful stuff.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
So before we finish with 5, because you're the last person to talk about it, I will say that whenever I had my sister on Thursday to talk about the season as a whole, she said, I asked her just like at the very end of the stream, I was like, okay, what was your favorite moment, right? Favorite moment from the stream. Obviously being put on the spot like that is kind of intense. But she, out of the blue, without prompting, said it was when Natty Cawthon sacrificed herself for her daughters. And that was in this episode. And honestly, I was like, you know what? I kind of just gloss over it because it's like, it happens pretty quickly, somewhat off camera. And then, the season hits us at 1,000,000 miles an hour. So we just have to move on. Right. But that is another reason that I think this episode deserves its flowers.
Thank you for mentioning, remind me that's in there because that is such a good redemption arc for her character.
Yeah.
You know, and those are just like the best in literature. Redemption arc, let's go. And when Matt finds out, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, especially because in this episode, that's Matt's dream of his mom telling him that she is proud of him. And that's now just simply never going to happen in real life.
But he might have an "I'm proud of you, Mom" moment.
Oh,
and
I love
that is going to be, I mean, with grief, of course, with so much grief. But that's going to be so good.
We got to have the grief.
Part. I mean, that's very much worthy of grief. So,
yeah. Hadari Yao, she says it with no hesitation. Right. It's like she doesn't even take a beat. It was me. Right. And it was not her. It was her daughters. So it was a beautiful, beautiful moment for somebody.
She knew
that her daughters could channel.
Yeah.
No. I think she's just really quick on her feet. Like, I think she just...
When she was sober.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, we were seeing her sober. Like, we showed her drunk before.
True. And she's like, whenever, in daylight, when we could actually see her, she was like, I'll die before you touch them or whatever. She was on it. She was ready to defend.
Well, we have to remember that at that point, the Trollocs had been attacking for a bit.
Yeah.
Right. So
good reason to get sober.
So, I mean, that's the one thing about the show that it confuses me sometimes, and I have to stop and think about it. And I'm pretty sure it confuses other people. Is they time jump so easily that you see your character. We see her from season 1 where she was just a drunk. All of a sudden we see her and she's sober and she's defending her children. And it was like, oh my God, what? But there was no arc there. It just went from one state to another state, right? Yeah. It was great acting and I love the scene. But their jumps sometimes you miss a lot in translation there. Yeah.
Thiago Araujo on YouTube saying Two Rivers women are dope. And
what up?
You're not wrong. They are dope.
They
Women's
are
Circle
super
for
dope.
Life. Women's Circle
Mel
for Life.
says Trollocs for sobriety.
We have a question that I'm going to ask from TikTok because Dana Lou has remarked that we are zooming through these.
Yeah.
She is not wrong. So the question comes from Handsome Wealth 50, and guys, what do you think happened to Varen Sedai after they were caught by the Red Aes Sedai? Well, they weren't caught by the Red Aes Sedai. They were tricked by the Red Aes Sedai.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
Happy Star Wars Day, by the way. Late. One day late.
Yeah. So they weren't captured by them. Or caught. They were just tricked by them by luring them out of the castle, by luring out of the tower, so that Elida and her little group could do what they were going to do.
And frankly, assuming that the Red Aja sisters are not dark friends, there's nothing they really can do to them because I guess you could capture them, but it was pretty equal-sized groups of Aes Sedai, and you can't really fight with them because you can't use the one power as a weapon, except in the last defense of your life and Warder's life or the life of one of your sisters. You know what I mean? So as long as nobody,
good job.
Nobody attacks you. It's just kind of like, let's stare at each other like cats across a fence. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that's basically the definition of the White Tower, honestly. Staring at each other, the Ajas, like cats across a fence.
I hope that answers.
No spoilers, Joe White. Not yet. We're just explaining why the Red Aja can't really do anything to Varen's group.
Yeah,
when they surprised them, or whatever, lured them out of the tower.
So who was there? I know that Galena was there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't notice who the other Reds were. I don't know if what was the highest of the Red
Tetsuan?
Tetsuana or Tetsuam? I can't remember her name.
Tetsuan.
I don't remember seeing her there. Actually, I don't remember. Was she in the tower with Elida? Was she one of the sitters?
I remember that Lyanna summoned her to the Swan's chamber to plan a trip to go get Mazrim Taim. So if I recall, she
might have sent her out of the tower.
Gone. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
And that's why Elida was able to be a sitter because she had left.
Yep, everybody's saying she went to Saldea. I must have missed that. Now I was just curious.
Yeah. So
there's a lot of different ways to pronounce that apparently in chat.
I think
Susama.
I think it's Sutama. And I know that Elida said it at one point in the show. So she'd already been sent to get tiny.
I totally forgot that they did that.
Yeah. No worries, Joey. Yeah, just a friendly reminder to everyone that we are show only spoilers for the moment. Thank you, Dana Luhu, for the reminder also in the chat. Okay. So, and you're right, we are kind of flying through these, but I'm telling you that like my last 4 were
it's gonna get crazy.
I'm about to fight for my rankings. I've got
no. Okay, bring it. Roar.
So
I might have to get weapons out for mine.
Did we? Let's see. Okay. Our 6.
We haven't done 6.
Yeah, we haven't done 6, which was The Hills of Tanchico, which was the
Shadow
Leandrin
in the
Baby
Night.
Cold Open, which was Drunk Nynaeve. I'm just telling you my notes. Which was Alana getting healed, which to me was a detractor. Felt a little too convenient. Perrin and Fael flirting and bonding. Love to see it.
Yes.
The Magi compulsion scene.
Painfully good.
Hercules.
The Rand and Egwene breakup, and the little girl Rand trying to bring her back from the dead. So the highlight. I can't frankly believe now that this is my number 5. Like how is it not higher? It's because there were so many
other 4
fire episodes.
Yeah, the other 4 are crazy.
So yeah, I mean, I basically just explained it. It was a boss episode. My entertainment factor for this episode was, let's see, where did I have it? I had it at an 8.5 out of 10, only because I think the Two Rivers part of it was really like slow. It like slowed down the rest of it, in my opinion. So Tav, what about you?
There was a lot of really cool little things in this episode. You mentioned most of them. I took notes. I took notes. Seriously,
really smart.
I actually, this is the episode where I was like, Fael is amazing, which is weird because throughout the entire series and the books, I just called her Fael.
Sad.
Not because that's how I thought it was pronounced. Not because I thought she was a loser.
Okay.
I didn't think. I'm just saying. No, but I really started digging her character on the show. I like what they were doing with Dane Bornhold. Oh yeah. The way he went from where we saw him in season 2 to where he was in season 3, where he was just beat up and drinking and just, not at all the Dane Bornhold that we saw in the first season, or in the first time we saw him, was amazing. And later on, and we'll talk about what happens to him in the next 4 episodes. It was interesting to find out, because it's been a question on my mind, Leandrin's age, not just her age, but ages in general. And the fact that she's like 107 is interesting, because Moraine's around 40. Supposedly she looks 40. I don't know how old she is though. Because they've never really said it. But I want to say somebody had mentioned that Moraine and Lan are in their 40s, supposedly, and it doesn't make, mentally, the math doesn't make sense to me. But I'm not going to go into that. But I love that we learned that. I love to find out that Ishii was around for so long, touching the world for so freaking long. The compulsion scene.
Oh, that was the one.
Okay, I haven't mentioned her yet, and I should have mentioned her earlier, but it's really like, she's a trump card. Anything that Leia Costa shows up in, any scene, she kills it, and she trumps everybody else in that scene. It's not even fair. Yeah. So I haven't really mentioned her, because she'll basically be all I talk about.
She's a wild card and a trump card. She is just delicious every time we see her.
She's incredible.
Yeah.
Hills of Tanchico, very catchy.
The way she giggles. Sorry, I'm still.
No, you're good. No, Moggy. You start talking about Moggy, forget it. We're gonna be here all night. Hills of Tanchico was incredible. I told you. Yeah, remember I told you that it was right up there with Yaja Ding Dong for me. I got the same vibes, like the same happy vibe from it, which is cool. And of course, the scene with Alcera. This is the only episode that I have not been able to watch twice. Wow. I've watched every other episode 3-4 times. I've watched this episode once.
That's enough.
And that's enough for me.
Yeah. I get it.
But not because it was bad.
Because it hit too hard.
Yeah, it hit
slaps you
hard.
in the face, punches you in the gut.
It hit real hard, so that's why it is at my number 5.
Okay. Wow.
There's some notes being made about Moraine being the older sister.
She is, yeah.
Oh,
She's
okay,
probably
and we
like 80,
saw-
90. She's near Leandrin's age, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
I think she's. Didn't they say?
Well, Leandrin's. Yeah, I want to say they're making it look like Leandrin is way older than she is in the books.
She's like 90, Leandrin, in the show, right?
In the show, she's 107.
But you're right.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Because it was like 90 years ago when she was like, yeah, okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, Maureen is, I think, 80s, 85. Yeah, Dana LaHoo said that was my impression because she's the older sister of whatever her name is, Domadre.
The other A name.
Help me out.
Was that an A name?
What's her sister's name?
Is it an A name?
Somebody in the chat. My God.
Maureen's sister Andalucia. That's not it.
You're really throwing my brain off with all
I can't think of her name either.
Broken. Okay.
Alessandra or something.
Alessandra. That's it. Alejandro.
You're not far. You're not far off though.
I'm getting there.
Wait, Dana Lou, somebody tell me what her name?
Not Alcera either, because that Anvir.
Anvir. I knew it was the
Anvir.
name.
There
wow.
we go.
Look at us, terrible Wheel of Time fans.
We really runs.
We knew Dana Lou would know.
Dana Lou runs this show. We're just the face.
We're just here talking. We're just here talking.
Close enough on the spelling, Dana Lou. You did.
Yeah, I think it's like
Anvaire.
Now that I'm thinking of it. But
Megma.
Oh, look at you, Megma.
Yep.
Right there.
Nice.
Look at us.
Very nice.
Who would have thought?
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Coming through.
Okay.
Somebody said Amber on TikTok.
Amber.
it's Ashley.
Oh my God,
Maureen
Ashley!
and
Look at her
Ashley.
weave.
Oh my God.
Look at her wig. It is so big. Looks like one of those
They have good
Warder's
wigs, though.
girlfriends.
Oh my God.
Okay.
That's
Anyways. Whoa. So bottom 4.
No
Oddly, and I tell you this, if you don't believe me in the chat, you should, because I said I cannot lie. But I had Winespring and Tavern submit to me their episode rankings independently in DM, so they didn't know each other's, and I didn't look at them until I finished my episode ranking.
I think I know where this is going.
Isn't it so fun that we have the same bottom 4? Which means we have the same top 4.
Okay.
Like, isn't that so fun?
Yeah.
Where did you think it was going to?
I thought you were going to say that our top 4 was identical, which I find hard to believe since I know what my number 1 is.
Oh, I'm not going to say that they're identical, and I believe this first round will prove that they're not.
Oh, nice. Okay. I'm like holding my breath. Like what?
No, they're not. They're not. But it's fun because it just goes to show that like people like different things, obviously, because all of our bottom 4s are different. But the quality, it's like I feel like it's interesting that we.
And can we just note real quick?
Yeah.
Chat was super upset that I had Hills of Tanchico so low, and you guys only had it 1 spot higher than me.
Yeah, but you caught the brunt of that, so we're gonna skip right past that.
I mean, really, like nobody said anything about you guys having it 1 spot higher.
I feel like it's because I had notes,
Yeah, she brought the receipts.
I brought receipts. I will tell you.
All
you had was an empty wrapper.
To be fair, though, episode 6 for me got a 22.5 out of 25, so it was extremely high. And
I was gonna say
that's how close the top 4 is.
Yeah, the episodes to me, all the episodes this season were 7.5 and up, if not 8 and up. So they're really close. Like every freaking episode was really close.
Yeah, we're not hating on any of these.
No.
I loved them all. And that's why it was like, I had to really be like, okay, I had to write down when I'm talking about entertainment, I mean, overall enjoyment of the episode, excitement, like all this, because I was like, I need to really separate these because of course my heart is going to say 10 out of 10 entertaining for all of them. But my mind has to say something different. Anyway, so bottom 4 complete. Are you guys ready for the next on to the next? Okay, so we have
the fighting starts.
And I'm like, we have to watch like the YouTube stream.
Everyone's
seen it before us.
Mel in chat did say we expended our emotions on Winespring.
They did.
4th place.
4th place. Any moment. Oh, I love the little.
I like the sparklies.
So we're all completely different for our 4th place.
We haven't seen it yet. Oh, here we go. Okay.
I was shocked after looking at my scoring system that episode 1 is my number 4 because it was what I was comparing all other episodes to because of that absolutely bomb ass fire cold open and the fact that it was like the one that made my heart explode because we were finally getting back into the Wheel of Time universe after all that time, right? So I think finally I was able to come back and look at it more objectively. Because I had them all at my fingertips, right? It wasn't just the one, the beautiful, amazing first one. You know what I mean? So that's where. So I just went ahead and dove into my stuff. But
wait, Winespring's in trouble again.
You guys, what? Every time we rank, this has happened.
I love not being the villain. Okay.
Oh, it hurts my eyeballs.
So since I gave you the rank for number 6, which is a 22.5, episode 1 for me was a 23.5. Okay.
This is out of 25.
Out of 25. A 10 out of 10 entertainment.
Yeah.
A 9 out of 10 story. Because I felt like after the attack, the Black Ajah ripped the streets up, right? Towers falling. It was like nothing happened. Like, if Swan mentioned it once, she's like, after this happened, then things are going to get weird. But like in the streets.
They were weird.
In the streets, no one acted any differently. Would you not be like skirting back and forth between shops if like Aes Sedai had just blown up a whole city block?
Can I ask a question? Who did you see in the streets? Because I don't recall anybody.
It was so empty.
It was so empty.
Well, I mean, okay, but they had shots of like people like shopping, like people walking next to other people. Like there was a thing, and I will say though that whenever they were up on the second balcony, you could not see people in the streets, which was funny. But I feel like there were some people in the streets in episode 1. That were not.
I can't recall.
Oh, you know what? Are you talking about in the cold open? Because when they were walking through like the alleys and stuff, there was
there was like nobody.
I meant like
they were hiding because of what was happening. Right?
I meant like after that.
Like you mean when they're in the bar and they're hanging out in the bar? And
people are just hanging out, chilling.
And Moraine is doing her
problem. You know what I mean?
Skullduggery.
That was the story. That's why it was a 9 out of 10 because I was like, I love seeing everyone, catching up with everyone, all of it. I felt like the Aes Sedai fight was insanely good, but it just felt like, what are we doing, guys? Why is everyone not scared? And then quality, 4.5 out of 5. And the only reason, because I thought the CGI was top tier, costuming incredible. Whenever they knocked down the pillars in the Hall of the Tower, I swear they looked like they were foam. Because they looked like they weighed 0 pounds. Because it was almost like they just
crashed
kind of
so easy.
Bounced. Almost. Okay. They didn't like crumble the way I would expect like something concrete-ish to crumble. They just kind of like, okay, this is the fault line. It's gonna slice in half, and they're just gonna be like, boop, and that's kind of what happened. And then also the one shot with the warders banging on the door. I thought it was a weird shot. So half of a point for quality, and that knocked it down below the other episodes.
That's not bad. Yeah. I want to go rewatch the columns bouncing part.
Okay, Mel said the columns did kind of bounce. Thank you.
They did. No, 100%. Like the ones that fell around Nynaeve.
That's what I mean. They literally, it was literally, I can't even, it was like, it was as if pool noodles had gotten cut up and dropped. That's what it looked like.
Technically, they probably were pool noodles. They got cut up and dropped. I mean, it's bad when the Aes Sedai's top, like her torso, hit the ground harder than the columns did in that scene. That was rough.
Okay. I love that people are agreeing with me because honestly, the vibes of episode 1, immaculate. Such a fun episode. But there's the little nitpicks. Set it down below. Okay, so we can move on from my stuff. Which one? Winespring was getting the hate, so let's let her defend herself.
No, I got a lot of agreement, you guys. Finally.
Did you?
Thank you.
I see no agreement.
Well, scroll up. There are a lot of people agreeing. Some people are even saying they would have put it lower. So I feel like top 4 is really a good spot for any episode to end up in. Like these were very, very good episodes of TV.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
These 4, I know that Mel, I do not agree with Winespring. Well, thanks. Some people do. Because 8 was really good. Like, so to me, spot 4 is a great spot to put 8. It definitely leaves me ready for season 4. And Rand at the end with Egwene was great. The things that made me not rank it even higher than 4, which again is really, really high, you guys, and I'm so glad you put Nynaeve up, because it's what happened right before this moment when she's just standing there with the cuff outside the door of the Canarch's palace. And it's like, okay, weren't you the one who was like, don't hang out here, y'all, leave the area? And then she's just standing there. And I, when this was happening during the episode, the first time I watched, I was like, okay, it's not in her purse. She learned from the last time with Megaedion. Megaedion, is going to think it's in her purse. Leandrin's going to take her purse, and it's not actually in there. It's something different. And then she's going to go grab it out of that planter around the corner. And then now they have it. Well, that's not what happened. She actually put it in her freaking purse. And just like, I mean, yeah. So that one scene for me was enough to just still
it gave you the
rank
ick.
it very high. I ranked it very, very high. But the last of the very high.
And speaking of ick, that's what fish get when they get sick. So she was in the water. I get it. You got the ick. You know that's what they get? Fish get the ick. It's called the ick. Like your pet fish.
Oh, like whenever it has like the bubble or whatever, it like floats or whatever.
No, like it's like a little. It's weird. It's like a weird slime thing that they get in the water in the.
Okay.
Anyways.
And then you clean your tank because it has the ick.
Yep.
No,
I actually didn't know that. That's interesting.
Winespring, let me tell you, that was one of the things I was like, what are you doing? You literally told everyone else to do one thing and you're doing the opposite. But then in my brain, I was like, oh, that's book Nynaeve too.
Well, not only that, but it's
but listen, I like that explanation.
It's very point for the entire season, because every time they said they were going to do something, they did the opposite. Right. So in the first episode, we're all going to stick together.
Egwene, we're not going to leave each other.
Split the hell up.
Right?
So it's very on point for the whole season.
Yeah.
But I mean, everything else, like, I really enjoyed episode 8, like a lot. It might be my favorite finale so far of all 3 finales
100%
that we've gotten.
for me.
Yeah, like very, very epic. The speeches from like Sawan before we lost her was like chills, and it also like is a gut punch all at the same time.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, oh my god, and the fin.
Sorry, put them up on the screen.
I just
we're talking about
just
the finale.
saw it. So, like, if I could just rank my favorite characters for real, it would be the Finn in number 1. But
done. Sorry,
it was so well done, which is another reason it's ranked at number 4.
There was also somebody pointed out on X, and I can't remember who it was that pointed it out, but it might have been Callie, actually. I can't recall. Something about when they said a certain line that the Finn's eye changed.
Oh.
Yeah, one of their eyes changed.
Like colors?
Like when the Finn said the line?
Yeah, when the Finn said the line. I don't know if it was one of the Duns, or I have to look it up on X. I'll look it up while you guys are doing that.
Okay.
That's very interesting.
That is interesting.
And I agree with Jose in the chat saying that we need more on the Finn. I agree.
Yeah. I did a whole
we get a
TikTok
lot
video
more.
about the Finn because people were like,
Smart.
what?
What just happened in the Wheel of Time?
Yeah. And my sister didn't even pick up, obviously this episode happened so fast, but she didn't pick up that the door frame that Elida came out was the same type of door frame that Matt went in. And she was like, oh my gosh. So she went to the same people. And I was like, well, no.
That means they're going to give us more, right?
I was about to say, the Alviarin actually said that she went to the
Aelfin. She did, but I mean, like, okay, as a casual. Yeah. No offense to casuals. We love casuals. But who's going to be like Eelfin versus Aelfin? Especially if the captions aren't on. No one.
That's true.
So.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, and there is no good exposition for the Finn in the book from Mel. Like, that's true.
I mean,
that's why they're beloved.
No, Dana Lou, the eye changed to like a human eye.
Wait, so was this a CGI mistake?
No, I think it was one eye changed to a regular eye. There's a screenshot. I have to look if I can. I'd have to take some time to go through the episode. I'm trying to find the post, but I can't find it right now.
Okay. Well, yeah, I don't really want to spoil what happens in the books, but I will say that the people who went through the door frames knew what to expect when they were going through the door frames, and therefore so did we.
Yeah.
So there was enough lead up that we were like, if this happens, we know what's going to happen. Kind of.
Yeah.
It was weird, but like, We kind of
Like,
knew.
like deliciously weird. Yeah, I mean, all season I know, and leading up to it, I was like, guys, we have to get the fin. I hope we get the fin.
I know. I
And
didn't
they
think they'd show
totally
us the
did it.
fin. It's
I
like
know,
they're going
they
to be
totally
disembodied
did.
voices. No, here they are. Amazing. And the
No,
practical
this is-
effects.
Yeah, awesome.
It was an odd set. I will say I love the fin. I just found out a couple of days ago, or was it maybe might have been yesterday, that they developed a new technique on putting the fur. The fur is actually on their skin, and they use some kind of electric thing to put the fur on the skin. That's why the skin was so tight to the body, or the fur. Yeah, the fur was so tight to the body,
That's
which
wild.
is interesting. I have to read up on that because I'm not 100% accurate, but that's what I.
Frankly, at my first watch, I thought this was CGI because it looked like because in my brain, this is not a possible thing for practical
No
effects,
way.
and they just did it. They just did it.
No, it's incredible.
Which is so cool.
And the outfit,
shoes.
The outfit has a lot.
And the shoes.
Dan was saying it was magnetic or something for the fur, which was still incredible.
Very cool.
The outfit is human skin, which is just.
The laugh was animalistic and otherworldly. It was so cool.
Have you ever heard of Have you heard a fox laugh?
I've heard a fox scream, actually.
Yeah.
But it was very similar to an actual fox. To
They
fox
sound
sounds.
like a wailing woman. It was terrifying, actually.
Yeah.
One time, oh my gosh, I haven't done a personal story.
Yay!
It's time. It's
We
time.
need a graphic for this.
We do need a graphic for this. So, one time, right after we got my dog Athena, so she was still kind of a puppy. I want to say she's probably like 8 months old. She went absolutely ballistic berserk in the middle of the night. Let's say 2 a.m. And I'm like, what's going on, right? She's part basset hound. This puppy sleeps. She sleeps all night. She's got the bladder of a camel. Like, she is whatever. So it was weird. It was like, are we getting invaded? Like, what the hell is happening? And then all of a sudden I hear this woman screaming, just screaming at the top of her lungs. It sounded like a banshee. I literally was like, okay, that's not somebody who's breaking into the house because they wouldn't be making that kind of a noise. Somebody's being attacked. Turns out, no, it was a fox. Foxes, if they're in distress, I don't know, they will scream like a banshee woman. And it was the most horrifying sound I've ever heard in my life.
How did you figure it out?
Well, we saw some creature in the dark scuttle away, and then I Google, banshee woman scream animal, and turns out it was fox. So, and like, we had kind of a lot of wildlife near our house because in St. Louis, if you're familiar, we used to live somewhat near Grant's Farm, which is like a giant deer park owned by the Anheuser-Busch family. But anyway, so they're like, you would see like turkeys, whatever, and like it just trickle on down, raccoons, foxes, etc. And had never heard of fox, and now I've heard one, and it's the worst. It's the worst.
It was a harrowing tale. Like, I was on the edge of my seat.
I'm sorry. Well, I buried, or like I led with the punchline, so you knew it was a fox. You knew in advance.
I was still uncomfortable.
More of an overscare than it was an overshare. Is all I'm gonna put it there.
Overscare.
Overscare. I love it.
Okay, Nerdy Guns agrees with me. Fox lives across the street. Screams are insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait till you hear a jackrabbit scream in the middle of the night.
Is that right?
Yeah, when they're being attacked, it sounds like a baby.
Oh, that's probably worse.
It's really disturbing.
That's horrible.
I don't live in the forest like you guys.
This was out in
I don't hear any of
Arizona.
that.
This was out in Arizona in the middle of the desert when a coyote grabs a jackrabbit.
Gunshots in the middle of the night, though, you guys, in the big city. Let me tell you, it's scary.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, so I talked about 1. Winespring, are you set with 8, or you have any more thoughts?
Oh, there's a
about
picture.
8?
Almost perfect episode.
Almost perfect. Okay,
That's great.
Almost perfect, and it's number 5.
4.
Which is 4. It's
Critter,
number 4.
I'm
Sorry,
sending
4.
you
Top four. Gosh.
Top 4. Yeah.
Critter, real quick. I'm sending you the image in on X.
Okay. We shall see.
Let's check it out.
I'm checking it out.
It could be a CGI, but it looks like.
Send it to my Egwene if that's. Oh yeah, I see it. Okay. No. Nope. Yeah, send it to my Egwene if you would.
Okay. Yep.
Of course, depends on like what browser I open, which Twitter I'm logged into, guys. It's fine. This is what I get for having multiple Twitter accounts. You know what I mean?
So many.
Hashtag relatable.
Send. All right, I sent it.
That's funny.
Let me see. Oh, weird. Okay, I'm pulling it. Never fear, y'all. I'm gonna show you. I just have to bring it up and hope this stream doesn't crash.
And I have to read to see what exactly was being said about this.
Oh, yes. Oh, I do remember.
Oh, when he
that.
says, look at his eyes. This is when he says the price will be paid. And then you get
the color
this,
change. Yeah.
which is, it might just be the light, but I think it is an actual color change of the eye.
It looks really cool like that.
Yeah.
It could go either way. But
Yeah, it could go either
that's
way.
really
But either way, it's very interesting.
Whoa. See?
Love those teeth.
Little tiny details. They're fun. They're fun. Okay, what am I doing? Gotta exit out of this before my computer explodes. We're flirting with disaster here, y'all. I don't know
Where
what it
are
is.
we? Oh yeah, we just talked about 8, huh?
We
Yes.
did.
We talked about 1 and 8.
We haven't talked about 7 yet, Tav. So
7.
Explain
All right.
yourself.
Golden eyes.
That's wow. Okay.
All right, so this is why 7 is on my 4th. One, I was taken out of the.
I remember this now. Okay.
I got taken out of the whole feel of the episode when Loyal died because it was just so out of place. Not that I didn't like. Okay, so I'm not saying that I liked Loyal dying. I'm just saying, or that I'm dismissing that because it was sad. It was unexpected, and I think that's what it was. It was unexpected, and it got me thinking about why would they do that, and completely pulled me out of the episode in the middle of the whole battle.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one. 2. How many times are we going to see Alana get skewered?
That's not where you're going immediately.
Skewered. And listen, I get it. She's a green. She's tough. But the size of that arrow could have taken down Moby Dick. All right, that was a huge ass arrow.
Nice.
What's the word for the thing that you use to like spear?
Harpoon.
Harpoon.
Yes. Yeah.
It was harpoon. For
it
sure.
was a freaking harpoon. Like she got her Boromir moment over and over. She already had it from a previous freaking episode. We didn't need it again. I was upset that they killed Daisy Conger, but they gave her at least a hero's death.
Super cool death.
Yeah, super cool death.
Yeah.
And then there was just some things that were like, I like the ice storm. That was cool. But that little battle in the pass should have been a wave of Trollocs hitting the town first and then pushing that back. And I see what they're doing. It's a smaller set. They can control it a little bit better with less people. I get it. But there were just things that I just didn't like about it. Not to mention, I've said this before, that in order for me to enjoy the show, I've had to separate the books from the show.
Yeah.
Like completely. And when we get something from the books in the show, it's like, yay, we got an Easter egg. Don't chat. I'm looking at you right. I'm looking at the chat right now. Do not come at me. We will fight. It was too much book for me. That
was not what I expected you to say.
It was too much book, and it was pulling me away from what the show was becoming. So there you go.
Oh, too much.
That's
book.
So funny. Because I know I told you this.
I don't see laughing on your face if it's funny.
I'm just it's interesting funny because I told you this in the stream after this episode, but this was Mr. Critter's favorite because it was the most book accurate, and he's a mild book cloak, y'all.
I know you told me that.
But fun little tidbit, y'all. He is. I'm working on him, and I think he's going to come back for a. Me and him did a top 10 moments stream, like after season 1. I think he might actually come back and do that with me again. So
that's awesome.
I know.
I see you stirring the pot. You need to cut that out.
I just don't want to forget, so I can clip that later. when you said it was too much
Let's
book.
see. We're at about an hour and 13
Yes.
minutes, so too much book.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate all of you. I hate all of you.
Too much book.
Dark friend
Why
word
me?
says unreliable
What?
narrator. Oh my gosh, Farrah A. Alana turned into Matt Donovan from the Vampire Diaries, surviving everything. Thank you for that, because I was also a Vampire
Nice.
Diaries
Very nice.
girly, and so I totally know what you're talking about, even if nobody else does.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it was a bad episode. Just to be clear, I'm not saying it was a bad episode. They're all stellar episodes, but in the ranking, that's what did it for me.
Okay.
And that's why it's where it's at.
Book.
Too much book. Too much book.
Which is where my next pick is.
All right. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Ready? Okay, I'm gonna get rid of the fourth thing. Turn on the third vid. Boop.
And I'm like, what
I'm
was
going to
mine?
explain the too much book comment in the next one.
Third place. Okay, once again,
These are so
different, completely different. I am at the finale as my third
Okay.
place pick.
Ooh.
Look at
Winespring
that.
has the.
We're just swip swapped.
Yeah.
And I'm just out here causing the dark one, doing the dark one's work.
And Tavern is completely unique in his choices.
He is completely unique.
I think we start with Winespring on this one. Let's hear about the
let's
episode
all
one.
turn to Tavern.
Okay, so episode 1 is in the third spot because of the 11-minute cold open.
You did
Everyone's mad
that
at you,
one.
Tab. Like that.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, we're both in shock about that comment.
No, sorry. I got a notification that said the stream disconnected.
From where?
It's still showing on.
Oh no, on TikTok it's
on TikTok. Okay.
it's dead.
Okay.
Let's just let chat be mad at Tab real quick. So just take a minute, fix TikTok, no rush.
Bring it.
I'll let them know that is a bad
I mean, if it's
spot for
got
episode 4.
okay. It looks
I'm
like
trying to-
here. It looks like
Oh,
that.
Oh, we're good.
Joe
we're back
White's
up.
not mad.
On
He's
TikTok?
just disappointed.
I see
Weird.
movement. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Sorry about that,
pretty
fam. If it cut out,
Thank you, Mikasa, for not being mad at me.
people
And
are
I
mad.
love your cooking stuff.
Dale Hendrickson, thank you for the $4.99. How many times reread the books or re-listened to the audiobooks? 4 times.
Wow.
Yes. I'm trying to thank you very much for the super chat. I'm assuming you're saying 6 and 4 for you. It's also, I've listened to the Rosamund Pike ones twice. The Michael Kramer, Kate Redding ones 3 times, and I've read the physical copies, I think. Well, it depends on the book, but all of them twice. But then, the earlier ones more than that. So, good question. If you want to weigh in the chat, you should do it.
And
Tavern's
I'm
only
not
read-
rereading until the show's done.
Oh.
I won't do it.
Oh,
I
one-
started and I stopped.
I like it. Don't want to get corrupted. And
Nope.
Tavern's only
Nice.
read Newspring 1 time.
Hey, at least we got him to read it once.
It's true.
That is correct.
We had
It's
to,
true. It's true.
Jeez.
Um,
And you guys, I have been forgiven. Just I want everyone to realize that is happening.
By
Sure.
one person.
Winespring
You were
has
forgiven
been
by
forgiven.
one person.
Look, Bashi's very important, you guys. So I think we're gonna have to agree.
Very, very important.
And Tavern's clearly insane, according to Bashi. So
okay.
I'd say they're right.
So episode 1.
Yes, okay.
The cold open. Not a fan.
The cold open.
Let's get back to your
no.
insanity.
Okay, that's why I voted it for the third spot. So even above 8 that had the Finn. Episode 1 was so like, we're back, is what it
We
felt
are
like.
back.
Yeah.
It was nostalgic. Like, I don't know, nostalgic might be the right word. It was just like, yay, when it was
So
finally
exciting.
back on.
It was so
yeah,
exciting.
so it was that battle at the beginning, other than maybe the bouncing, now that I'm aware of, is really interesting to get back onto that. and look
The
at that.
columns.
Was the columns
Bouncing
bouncing
columns.
pretty interesting? I'm too distracted by everything else. I've noticed some bouncing columns, but I will look at it again. That fight scene was just so good. Like, it was like when I talk to people now that are starting the Wheel of Time, like, I mean, I kind of do want to be like, hey, start with season 1, episode 3, and then go back and rewatch everything else.
Yeah.
'Cause it's
See what we're
so
working with.
good. Like, see what's about to happen. Like, see what's coming. Like, yeah,
Mhm.
they did such a good job with that.
Yeah.
And like the Black Aja showing up, the shock of it all, Moraine saving Swan. It
Yeah.
was pretty good. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Pretty good. AKA number 3 on the season.
Number 3.
Which is
Hey, top 4 to me is like,
that's excellent.
yeah,
That's pretty good. It's excellent. Okay. Tavern.
Yes.
You have some splaining to do.
I don't have any explaining to do. I'm just gonna say it like it is.
Uh-huh. And how is it?
That's okay. So so earlier I stated that I had to separate the books from the show, right? In order to enjoy the show. And so because whenever they go too bookish on the show, it makes me angry because of what should be and what we're not getting. So I have to separate the two.
Okay.
And so I love the columns, right? I love the columns. I love the rings. I love everything that happened in that episode. But again, it was pulling me away from what my brain has built the show up to be, and it's on its own. And it was just too much of them. And I hate to use the word, stepping back. But what they're doing with the show, we all know is completely different from what the books are. Right.
It's another turning.
And so when they add so much of the books into the show, to me, it kind of, I don't know, it kind of turns me down a little bit, turns me off a little bit. Not because I don't want to see it, but because it just shifts my brain from what I'm expecting to see a departure, and then all of a sudden it's book like 4 was pretty book solid. You can't. Anybody complaining about the columns and that stuff really needs to take a break. Are you making fun of me?
No. I accidentally did a little.
Fun of you.
Chad's making fun of me. I don't care.
You have madness. You're clearly insane.
That's all right.
No, I'm just glad that
that just means I can channel. That just means I can channel. But that's basically what it is. I've already set my brain to say, okay, the show's different. I'm expecting to see different, and when they go straight to the books, I'm like,
wow.
That's it.
Somebody clip that.
Yeah. You like that? You like that?
When they go
noise?
straight to the books, I'm like,
Now even you doing it too.
Yeah, but don't clip that.
Clip it all. Clip it all.
Don't misconstrue. I love the book stuff, as is evidenced by my next 2 picks, my top 2, fam.
So that's it, chat. What do you got to say about that? Don't say. Actually, don't respond
Critter,
to
you
that
have
question
8.
at all.
I have the finale.
You and I are just swapped there.
I noticed that you and I have like
some
really
close.
So we're pretty close. Okay, so episode 8, if you're following along in my ranking, it got a 24 out of 25. The only point, it lost a point for story. And these are my notes.
Oof.
They got truncated at a certain point. The balefire scene was fun, super fun, super awesome. Why is the palace so empty?
Why? Right?
Yes.
That's such a good point.
It was a weird. I was like, and I know the Black Aja were like
eerie.
the leading party. Like they killed. There were a couple of dead bodies on the ground, but this is a palace, guys. Not very busy, which to me
and not very clean.
Well, right, and so like, okay, is it not in use anymore? Whatever. We didn't get enough explanation. I was expecting a bustling palace, and we got a empty storeroom.
That's what it felt like. It felt like the palace warehouse.
It did.
Yeah,
it did.
And maybe it was. Maybe that was just the first level, and there's more going on above, but they didn't show us.
They did not show us.
No, and those statues. I'm sorry, I hate bringing them back up. But I could have lived without those statues.
Yes.
I have a new fear unlocked. Stupid little dolls and now statues.
Don't ever go to Brussels. We've already talked about this. Just don't go to Brussels.
Yeah.
Okay. I had Nynaeve's block breaking, like hell yeah. Oh my gosh, OMG, incredible.
Yes. Right. Okay.
We've got let's see. The Melindra plot. That was one of my less favored plots. It felt like we have to figure out a way to explain that Lan is a king in a way that people will understand, right? And so like we're gonna give Melindra a plot where she's Malkir. It just felt like they bent the story in order to give Daniel Henney something to do. And let me tell you, I love that Daniel Henney had something to do. I wish we would have gotten more like Rand mentorship, which we got at the beginning of the season.
Which was cool.
Which was great. Loved it. But the Melindra plot to me was like, I mean, it was a cool moment, like her giving up, like breaking her oaths and then dissipating.
And we got to see what that looks like, which could be important other times.
It could be important for the future. I understand. But for this part, I was like, we could have spent more time on other things. Like, for example, how I missed completely that there was a spear that Matt was hanging from when he came out of the door.
There was.
Completely
was it a
missed
lighting
it.
issue, or
Well, no, it
they
was
just didn't
it was
highlight it at all.
It was like 1 second, and then it was away, and they didn't show him and Min leaving the room, so we didn't get to see him like grabbing it, being like, "By golly, I worked hard for this thing."
This was cool.
We didn't get to see him sitting on the like the ship with it, right? Like, where the hell did that thing go? You know what I mean? Like,
that's a good point.
If we would have had a minute more of Matt time, instead of Melindra time, then we could have understood his stuff a little better.
Or Nynaeve clutching her purse time. Yeah.
It did. It was like she was like, I'm
gonna be as obvious as I can.
It was incredibly fast paced, which was like normally fine because as a book reader, I could keep up with all of it, not a problem. But non-book readers, God, I can't even imagine what they were going through. Rand's speech and the rain. It was great. The fight.
I thought you were about to complain about it. I was like,
awesome.
Oh my God,
the fight with Lanfear and Moraine and Lan, awesome. Super cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And the Finn, obviously, awesome. And then the Swan thing. That was the biggest shock for me. Even though like I had speculated that was possible for a long time, actually. And the way that they did it was incredibly moving, impactful, and in my mind, empowering. And so it was great. It was beautiful. I hate to see her go, but the way she went was so cool.
Yeah.
It was just
very cool.
Excellent TV. And she did the Valkyrie, thing of facing adversity on her feet, which was really just
her bare feet.
I know. Yeah. She just like the way she came into the tower, she went out of it, which was tricky.
Awesome.
Awesome
bookends.
It was cool.
Yeah.
It was a bookend, and we love a bookend. It was tough, but as I said, a 24 out of 25. So
it was really good.
So high up there for me.
Yeah. All right, I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
And I know, like I said, we're kind of going through these. But you were just talking about this scene with Swan, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people are speculating that Elida looked like she may have accepted Swan's speech, right? She had that look on her face, like, oh wow. But then Alviarin was like, yeah, no, we're not gonna have any of this. Snip, snip, real quick, done, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think?
I thought it froze for a second.
No, I was thinking.
I did too. Actually, I was like,
trying to think of where I was going with this.
Uh-huh.
Why do you think Alviarin went that fast with the rest of what was happening? I mean, I'm just curious because there's been a lot of discussion going back and forth about this. And
without any spoilers?
Yeah, without any spoilers.
Okay.
I mean, we've got some stuff.
I think
she did it earlier too.
I mean, she is a white, and so for some whites, that's the logic, Aja, right? They can be incredibly dispassionate, and so for her, it could have been the vote was cast, which is literally what she said. There's no point in you talking because what's going to happen is going to happen. Done.
Yeah, and she did that. She did that twice because she also, like, right when they first walked into the hall, when Swan and Leanne walked into the hall, Alviarin was very, very abrupt and succinct with everything she did.
Mm-hmm.
So I just found that interesting that her persona is that black and white.
Yeah.
We've done this, boom, done.
Yeah. I do think that the look, I feel like, we haven't really fully talked about Shora and the work that she did with Elida. The look on her face when Swan was giving that speech, it wasn't, oh shit. But it wasn't like I'm going to go, I'm necessarily going to stop this. It's going to be we're going to go through with this, and I might feel a little bit bad about it before I immediately have them change the color of the cushions in the Amerlin study.
Yeah.
So
put all the gold up and stuff. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, she had a huge vase of roses. She had, she's the worst, but man, she was good.
What did you? Oh man, I'm trying to think. There was something else I was going to ask you about her. Continue. I'll come back to it. I can't think of it right now.
Okay. That was me. Did we do? everybody else? I
think so.
I think we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Okay.
We all heard why Tavern was wrong.
Well, we haven't yet, but we're about to.
Well, we're not there yet. No, we're
Okay.
getting close.
So let's do this. All right. And I guess we're gonna. This is going to reveal our final rankings. We're not gonna do it, because obviously we'll.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this will reveal the final. Okay. Are we ready? Are we
Yeah.
ready? Okay.
The final countdown.
And finally, the first and second ranked episodes from The Wheel of Time Season 3.
All right, we're about to fight again. I feel it. I'm about to get in trouble.
Winespring and I aren't going to fight.
I'm about to get in trouble. I know I'm
I
gonna
love
get in trouble.
that. That's awesome.
Oh, God.
Wow.
I'm gonna get in big trouble.
Okay. All right. Very
Okay, so
nice.
I've been noticing Dana Luhu in the chat saying that I have incredible taste, and you're right. But do you agree? Did I do it? Did we get exactly the same ranking, Dana Luhu? Because I'm super curious. Let me know.
I know.
Yeah.
Any of us. Like if you ranked with any of us, not just in
your,
but you're in chat.
True.
Yeah.
Put your ranking in the chat.
Oh yeah, put your ranking in the chat.
Put your
I'd
ranking
love
in the
to see
chat.
some
That would be
ranking.
amazing. Oh, look, somebody said 8 was top 2. Ha ha. Ha ha.
Nice.
Okay, so
Abby's my new favorite person.
wow. Wow. Matt Naludra says Winespring wins the pool. Okay.
What?
Ooh, okay.
Interesting.
Thanks, Matt Naludra.
Critter and Winespring
Critter and
are
Win-
half right.
Oh, look, Mel actually agreed.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if I want to accept Mel's apology.
Whoa, was that an apology? I don't
After
know.
earlier, I'm taking it as an apology. That's how that's happening.
Oh, Chris, I'm sorry, Chris
Character
Chance,
design.
it's hilarious. Said, I have incredible taste, and you're right, ranks with, that war is over, because I won it.
Yeah, pretty much. She does that to us all the time.
That's not true. I'm not
Chris,
smug
all-
in any way, ever.
Never.
I'm incredibly humble, too. Okay, all right, so
The most humble.
I think,
Oh.
since Winespring and I are incredibly consistent, I think it's time for
Really?
Tavern. I mean, in the last two, we are. I mean,
Yeah.
like, look at us. Look at us. That's so. Diego Lomelli said I sounded like more Gase there too. Hilarious. I'll take it.
That was pretty funny.
I'll take it. Ruthless. Okay, Tav, explain yourself. 1 and 8. Why? How do they? How close were they?
Okay, so 1, I was my second favorite primarily because of the opening. And I said this on our show, they spent more money on those first 11 minutes than the first 2 seasons, I think. At least that's how I feel.
No.
It popped
and
off,
it was money well spent. Like they came in to season 3 and were like, here we are, and this is what you're about to get. And they gave us everything
It's so good.
at the beginning of that season. I mean, we got all of that. We've got the Gray Men. We've got the Bubble of Evil. We got a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
we
I
got
didn't mention
this,
the Bubbles of Evil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got this
Good call out, yeah.
amazing pairing between Moraine and Lanfear that nobody had on their bingo card.
Definitely not.
Definitely
Definitely not.
It was just, and that's what I'm talking about. The show is going in a different direction than the books, the major plot lines of it, but it's good TV.
Oh.
They've written it really well, and that's why I'm saying that when I see, the clash that I was trying to separate from, I love when they put in Easter eggs. I love that stuff, and they drop little hints, like the Ashendari sticking in the top that they didn't even bother to highlight. Love that.
Wait, so
it's
you
little
love
things.
book stuff?
I do love book stuff. I didn't say I didn't like book stuff.
What?
I just said I didn't like too much in my new show.
The little sprinklings, okay.
Hold on.
Easter eggs are
If we're gonna go, we're gonna go full tilt.
Okay.
I just don't like all. No, I'm just kidding.
Like
But I thought 1 was just done so well, and it just set off the entire season in such a spectacular way. So,
Are we getting props right now?
Are we? Wait, I got one of those. Hold on.
I guess I got one of these.
Where did I
That
put it?
work?
This is awkward. These
Crap,
cat
I don't
ears
know
are
where I
making this
put
hard.
mine.
Okay.
Oh, there it is.
I think I put this on wrong. Putting it around my headset is like
Are we doing
it's
props?
painful. Oh, guys, that was.
I'm sure
wild.
that didn't mess up your makeup at all either.
No, it's fine. We'll just. I'll do this. This is my beloved
There we go.
prop
Nice.
from this season.
Oh,
anyways.
very cool. Very cool.
Okay.
All right. Prop time. Everybody's got props. I love the tinfoil hat. That's my favorite.
Closest one I had.
Yeah. So I just thought that episode 1 was a perfect start to the season. It's just that simple, and that's why it's number 2.
Wait, I missed something. We had a Joe White becoming a member and saying Tavern were Moggy and the girls too book accurate. Did you respond?
I saw it. I answered.
Oh,
I
I'm
did
sorry.
respond. I said that Moggy is the anti-creator and she does no wrong.
Oh, okay.
wow.
I totally didn't hear that.
Yeah.
I don't know how I missed that.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And as for 8 was just a perfect example of the direction they're taking the show in, and it was superbly acted. The action scenes were incredible. Rand calling on the rain was so well done. Just the way they embraced that, where he turned it into his channeling, because we've seen him channel, but we've seen him channel spontaneously. This was deliberate, and this was him working on something of his own that he's thinking of doing, and he's doing it almost like martial arts forms, right? He's moving in a manner that's very,
he's giving Tai Chi kind of.
Yeah, he was doing it in a very strong a way, and it was just gorgeous. It was just beautiful acting, and of course the Moraine Lanfear fight. Holy shit!
I mean, that was
insane.
fire.
That was right up there with episode 1 and the beginning of episode 1 as far as the special effects. It was incredible.
Can we all?
And there you go. That's why I've got 8 and 1 as my 1 and 2.
I will say, in your defense, that kind of, although it's also
nice.
in me and Winespring's defense, I just want to give a shout out to Yosha this season.
Oh,
yes.
Because before now, like, he was fine. I feel like the same about Marcus Rutherford, right?
Yeah.
They were both fine actors, right? They did their jobs. But this season, they both stepped up. And Yosha had a job, right, to do. He had episode 4. He had so
Holy
much
shit.
going on, and he blew me away. I think he did so incredibly. Like, I was so surprised, honestly, with how incredible he was.
Favorite actor for the season? Is he your top actor for the season, though?
I mean, Rosamund Pike's also in the show, so
that's true. That's true. But we're talking about performance-wise. I'll say mine. My favorite actor for the season, Moggy. Leia Costa.
Well, okay. I mean, she was fun. I can imagine it's like so much fun playing that character. Like,
I just think she did an outstanding job. And Yosha's second.
I think for me,
right
it's just a dead heat between Yosha, Sophie, who plays Swan, and Rosamund, who plays Moraine. Like, they're all 3 just.
Sophie did such a good job this season. And you got Shore. Holy shit!
I mean, she was incredible too.
I mean, it's all so close. It's neck and neck.
I don't know if I can decide.
Yeah.
Man, if I had to, it would be Yosha.
Yeah, I mean, he's
He
got most improved. Yosha did by like 1,000 leagues.
Was it Marcus Rutherford?
Marcus Rutherford also did.
Oh man,
spectacularly.
Really good. Yeah.
Logo, you're not wrong. Rosamund is great, but Yosha got all the best scenes this season.
He did. He did.
Yeah, like you're right. Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, he did.
Somebody, Genevieve on TikTok said that their favorite actor is Egwene or Maddie.
Well, I mean, you have great taste. Well done.
Very great.
We
That's Critter's favorite, by the way, TikTok. If you haven't heard,
I don't know
in the last 5 minutes that Egwene is her favorite.
Egwene's my favorite book character. Okay, we haven't talked about show characters lately.
Is it different? No.
Yeah.
Is it? It is different?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
Although I haven't really put a lot of thought into it after the season, so I'm gonna have to reconsider.
There's a lot of strong contenders. There's a lot of contenders in this season. Yeah.
Mark Gibson, my pleasure. He deserves a shout out. Yosha, he did so well. That man nailed it. What can I say? And that is part of the reason, shall we transition to why episode 4 was my number 1.
Yeah.
Yosha.
So good.
You guys gonna go backwards? Or are you going 7 and 4? Are you gonna go 4-7?
We're just talking about Yosha.
Okay.
Here.
All right. No. Okay.
Because of that, because Yosha's not in episode 7. Episode 4 was not only insanely book accurate. It was what's funny is it was my 25 out of 25. It was 100% no flaws, actually perfect episode. And I even in my notes said, give it a bonus point for quality, because to me, everything was beautiful. The soundtrack or the score didn't miss. The acting didn't miss. The vibes, like I got goosebumps multiple times. The wise ones, the way they were like, you know, like they covered their eyes. I can't remember exactly what they said, but they said it perfectly in sync as
The
Rand
dead
and
don't
Moraine
speak or
were
whatever,
stepping through the frickin' spears. All of it was just so cinematic and delicious. And then they went through so many different lives in a way that didn't feel too rushed to me. I feel like they took enough time with what they needed to do, and it gave the Aiel a backstory, like their backstory, and I just loved it. My heart sings when I watch that episode. It really does.
I love that. Yeah.
It was beautiful. It was magnificent. 10 out of 10 episode.
Episode 4 was really good.
Perfect episode. Winespring.
So I'm just going to piggyback and say ditto on that, everything you just said. Because, you know, for me, like 4 is my favorite of the season. It's my favorite of all the seasons. And it might be my favorite of any show.
Yeah.
So
the feeling it gave me was just, it's perfect.
For those of you who are paying attention, she's getting paid by.
I'm scared.
Oh.
I thought somebody just invaded.
It was really loud.
I thought somebody invaded our stream because it didn't sound exactly like
I was trying to be
you.
really low and
It was
ominous.
It was loud.
Not
It was really loud.
I want to go back and watch her reactions. You were really
Winespring
dramatic. I think I froze.
Winespring's a shill. I'm just putting that out there.
Wow, a shill.
Being paid is great. Like, who complains about that? But I'm not. So
yeah.
I really liked episode 4. Like you said, the music, the storyline, the cinematography, the color palette. Oh my god. And everyone did such a phenomenal job in like playing their roles. Like Rosamund was amazing. Yosha was amazing. I don't think there was any moment that like took me out of what we were watching. You know, and I was waking up really early, like as soon as they were released, like in the middle of the night, I was getting up because I couldn't sleep. Might as well get up. Like I know there's an episode available.
Yeah.
So and so I mean, I remember just being captivated. You know, like 2 a.m.
Yeah. What's funny also is that like whenever I think of that episode, I just think of Ruidian, right? And like the immediate lead up to Ruidian. But like we also had the Lan and Rand scene where Lan is like talking to Rand about the flame and the void, and then he like teases him. He's like, "You're not going to be a blade master if you don't quit being lazy." And like it's like the mentorship there. I just anytime they have that, I just want to see more of it. And so that was awesome. Oh, we lost him. Okay. I'll bring him back. Never fear, guys. Okay. So yeah, I guess I have the floor now. Anytime that Lan and Rand are together, I want to see it. You're back. I'm bringing you back.
We're back.
I don't know what happened. It's fine.
The stream couldn't handle the excitement.
I think the stream paid her to dump us.
Wow.
We're so off.
Sorry, Winespring, I cut you off because like we were just talking about Ruidian, but stuff happened before that too.
Yeah, and at the end of the episode, I believe was Lan and Egwene waiting for their 2 people, and I really enjoyed seeing like that camaraderie and kind of almost like a comparison of like Egwene being almost like a warder. I know she's not, you know, for Rand. But almost like a caretaker is not the right word. I know I think it's been explained that she's supposed to be like the counterpart or equal, like the feminine equal of his masculine something or other. I don't know if y'all have seen that. So like they're supposed to balance each other, you know, like the yin and the yang, that kind of thing. Kind of like, you know, Lan does with Moraine a lot. And so I really liked that at the end, like them showing their love and concern, like for their people that haven't returned yet. That was really well done.
Yeah, agreed.
Sorry about us disappearing for a while. I was getting praise from the Dark One. Thank you.
Interesting. I was getting praise from the light.
Had to do a quick Zoom meeting. Zoom meeting with the Dark One.
Had to make a quick trip to Shale Ghoul. Okay. Egwene as a sort of warder is a cool idea, says Abby Sprinkle. Yeah, that's kind of the role she took this season, right? She put her wants and desires aside, despite Rand's belief that she didn't, and followed him to be with him and protect him.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
You didn't like that word, did you?
Oh, and it is really book accurate. Like I know that's why Tavern didn't like it a lot. But that's one of the reasons I did. You know,
If
and
it was so book accurate, where was Matt?
Okay, watch the book spoilers. Fam.
I'm not spoiling anything.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
I made that
You are
mistake earlier, so it's fine.
so much trouble.
We did the same book spoiler. We both did the same book spoiler this episode.
That's
so
pretty
sorry about
convenient.
True.
Nobody listened to what they just said.
Yeah, please
Okay.
just ignore us.
Yeah, ignore me.
Anyways,
But yeah, like I was saying, so
should be
probably
hard.
my favorite episode of TV. Like it was just that good. Like, yeah.
incredible.
And like seeing
Flawless.
what's his name struggling and not making it as far as Rand did.
Muradin.
Thank you. Yes,
Mhm.
like was just really kind of emphasized what Rand was experiencing, like physically going through what he was.
I will say I did enjoy the columns. I did enjoy the accuracy of the columns.
The magic. Oh my god.
The Muradin thing in particular with the eyes and all that stuff was insane. I think what did they replace for it? We got Janduin, I think, right? I
Yeah.
don't want to get into spoilers, but we got Janduin and we lost the other thing.
Mm-hmm. We lost a few other things.
Yeah. True.
But yes. Sith Guy, averaging the 3 rankings together is interesting. Did you do it? Will you tell us like the definitive Wheel and Chill ranking based on the average? No pressure if you don't want
Of
to.
this? Of our average?
Yeah, I don't want to have to sit there and do the math, honestly. So, like on stream, nobody wants to watch me be like, okay, so 2 + 2 + 3. You know, like you don't want to.
Wait, how are we doing this?
So what you would do, right, is like assign a point value to something in last place, right, and that you're and so on and so forth. I can't do it because I don't. This would not be entertaining to watch. But I'll do it after if nobody does it here.
Guys, someone agreed with me.
Probably my favorite episode of TV ever.
Dream Waking. Yep. I agree. I love that.
I
Yay.
frankly can't think of one that I liked better.
World first.
So
Ooh, there we go.
World first. Somebody agreed with Winespring.
wow, not
Definitely
true.
not.
No, I'm just
I'm
kidding.
clearly agreeing with her because okay, we haven't really talked about 7 though.
rude.
Winespring. We talked
Yeah,
about
Oh my
4.
gosh.
7.
Seven was so good. So Perrin's one of my favorite book characters. And it's this arc that I remember from the books enjoying so much. Perrin is a leader, like stepping into his own, finding his inner strength, anything with the wolves, obviously. And I couldn't quite remember how the wolves were involved from the books. So this episode like wasn't lacking anything, more of just like wondering the whole time. So that was kind of fun. Yeah, him and Fail were excellent.
We never talked about. Sorry, the Tuathan showing up.
Yeah, all
That's
of
part
that.
of it. That's
like,
part of it. Yeah,
It's
even the
too
little
book
like
accurate.
it is. It was way.
you know, the little nuggets about them like taking the children.
Actually,
you know?
they did it backwards. They did it wrong. It wasn't too book accurate. They changed it up.
They did change it up a bit. They did.
So-
change it up
Yeah,
a
I
bit.
loved it. I thought it was great. And you know, small set, big fight, done well enough. But yeah, the 2 Rivers is I just like being there and seeing Perrin in this arc. Like I'm there for it for sure.
Is it me, or when you look at this picture of Perrin, especially with the way his feet are set up, and the way his blacksmith apron is split down the middle, it almost looks like furry legs and hooves, and he almost kind of has a Trolloc appearance to him.
I was gonna say he looks like he's wearing gauchos, which is
I
a
thought
very,
gaucho.
like,
Yeah.
2000s. Yeah,
It's
that's
that,
what I
yeah,
was
but
thinking.
it's that apron. It's split. It's really cool. But no, he just looks so menacing, just walking in his everyday
He looks
clothes.
massive.
Yeah, he looks freaking
Mark
huge.
has put in
Which is
hashtag
supposed
the
to be.
work this
Yeah.
season for diet. Yeah.
He looked amazing.
Like in the book, he was massive,
He
right?
was,
It's
yeah.
like like I think they did a great job casting him. Like
They
he's doing a
did.
fantastic job.
He's so like gentle, like the way he talks. You know, my wife, that stuff. He's perfect.
Stop. He's
I'm never
so
gonna not do
good.
that.
It's so good.
Yeah, we get that epic moment with Fail where she's about to get so mad at him, and he's like, "Just kill the ones I miss."
Yeah, I was gonna say, okay, so like for my notes, episode 7 got a 24.5. The only thing, it got half a point off for story. I've got I love Fail this episode. I'm not a big baby. I'll last longer than you. She was absolutely
Such good
lethal.
lines. Such good
so
lines.
The fact that this is a dumb thing, but the way that they said secret tunnel in this episode made me laugh because I'm an Avatar: The Last Airbender fan.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Alana's ice spikes were legit. Dace's big moment was so epic. So epic.
Yes, yes.
The score, epic.
Beautiful.
I can't say anything but like it was insane. It was awesome. Awesome fight scenes. Loyal, Perrin, and Fail especially. Loyal, like with the maidens, like seeing him fight was so cool.
Yeah.
The girls not being able to channel for Alana was realistic finally, right? Because the first time she got healed, I was like, well, that was easy. This time it wasn't immediate, and I was like, thank you. That's how it should be. Let's see.
Oh my god, the for mother moment.
Boy. Exactly.
Yes.
The Pad and Fane surprise was nasty, but Dane doing the right thing was really nice. So like I agree with you that Dane is like a really cool character.
Yeah. They've done a really good job with his character.
Valda was highly satisfying. Loyal was insanely moving. The women's circle was awesome. Kill the ones I missed. Like, first of all, Fail looked like she was immediately ready to go in a certain way that I was also. Whenever he said that, I was like, hello.
Yeah.
You hot big man. Like, woo. Yeah. Anyways, okay, so what else? Aram's scene was satisfying, but it was a little dark. It was a little too dark for me.
Yeah.
And there was an interesting line in Fail's book, or the voiceover at the very end. It said, "A man whose family was taken from him."
Oh yeah.
And to me, I was like, that sounds, and I'm not going to say why, more like from the books. Than
It was.
the show.
It was. But I think I honestly think it was a screw up. I mean, I know that they're talking about his wife. Right,
they are
right,
and he also said that Maddie Cawthon is basically family to Fail, and part of me is like, was that them trying to like cover up that line? I don't know.
But I mean, that line was a bit off.
It was beautiful, but it was not show accurate necessarily. And I will say, I in my notes I wrote if there has to be a tiebreaker, which I decided there didn't have to be. It was distinct. It was on its own. But if there had to be a tiebreaker, I was going to deduct, because this episode of all the episodes, the colorism was on the most display, right? So Loyal character who doesn't die, who's played by a person of color, a darker person of color dies, right?
Yeah.
Valda, who doesn't die, gets absolutely roasted. And granted, we hate Valda, so it was like, oh my god, this is amazing. But at the same time, you know, he died too. And then Fane, who's one of the only other super dark skinned characters, is a bad guy. So it's just like this episode like highlighted it more than any other episode. And so if I had to break the tie, it was gonna get docked because of that. Because I will, as we said, right, the Wheel of Time has incredible diversity and, you know, several black leads, and we love to see it, but, you know, there is a colorism issue that people have pointed out, and it's kind of hard to miss. Even if it's not deliberate, it's still there.
No, 100%. 100%. As far as the Valda death goes, was it satisfying? Yes.
Yeah.
It didn't upset me. I was just like, and without going into spoilers, it was interesting, the choice to get rid of Valda at that particular moment is all I'm saying, because it was just weird to me.
Because something that happens with him later is
I don't want to get into it, but
I know,
but but I mean, was it satisfying? Hell yeah. And was it cool TV? Absolutely, 100%. But my brain, again, that was another reason why the episode kind of threw me off, because again, in the middle of everything, now my brain is thinking,
what are they going to do about that future thing?
Exactly. And so now I'm not in the show anymore.
Yeah. See, my brain just glosses over that. And I'm like, they'll do something else. Like they'll just insert somebody else or something else.
Have you ever had a conversation with me, Kritter?
No, who are you?
You know that's not going to work with me. I'm not just going to skip over shit. Even if I'm watching, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, I mean, you guys know though, like whenever we come to these streams, I'm like, oh my gosh, when I watched it at first, I didn't even notice Matt had a fox head medallion around his neck.
That is true. That is true.
So
I recall that conversation.
I've never been the detail girly. I'm the vibes girly, and that's just who I am.
I mean, let me see. Oh, Tab, was that not enough book for you? Make up your mind.
You were getting called out.
Listen, there's a very fine line. I've said it a million times. All of these episodes were really, really close. And even if I say it was too much book like I did for that one episode, that still was just a sliver, right? And it could have just been a sliver too much. It doesn't really matter. You don't have to agree with me. It's just how I feel about it. And I love you, Dana Lou. And I can't wait to see you again someday at a con.
Well, you guys are going to play D&D literally tomorrow, right?
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
on this channel, by the way, if you're interested in watching D&D
roll
live.
Good dice for you tomorrow, Dana Lou. If you stop yelling at me, no, I'm just kidding.
The Nice Who Say Chill will be on this channel live tomorrow. I will not be there because I am in hell, literally in our campaign. But they will be. Oh, you've got.
Are you doing feathers again? Really, really?
And by the way, Dana Lou, who I did see earlier, that you and I have the exact same ranking, so feeling pretty good about that.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Did they have no way?
Word. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Facts. So
how
me
dare,
and you.
how dare her?
Me and you. Look at us. Or like, whatever the kids are doing. I don't know.
You're
there
so
was this.
close.
I don't know what the hell it is now. I don't know what it is
Don't
now.
look
It
at my
was this. I
horrifically
don't
dry
know where
skin.
we're at now.
I'm looking now.
I think now it's a shimmy.
Mikasa, that is not a good assumption. The deaths that happen in the show are not the deaths that happen in the books.
Correct.
We're not going to tell you how, why, when, but no, that's not. That's why people have been
pissed.
A little pissed. The people that don't like see a moment and they're like, oh, that was freaking cool. Like, I understand why they did that. Like, a lot of people are like, that was horrible. I didn't want to see it. Therefore, I hate it.
Yeah.
And so,
but I'm gonna probably keep watching.
Yeah, but I'll maybe keep watching. Anyway, so yeah, some of the choices have been very, 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 very controversial. And it doesn't help that some of the characters involved are people of color. Mm-hmm. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Anyways, these are our rankings, fam. How do we feel about them?
Pretty good. Talking about discussing episode 8, I was like, ooh, should I have moved that above episode 1 just because of the fin?
Are you going to
no,
change?
Take backs.
Are you? No, she changed.
I'm just kidding.
She changed
kidding.
last time. Are you? You might change or not?
Man,
that just makes her wishy-washy. Is all I'm saying.
Oh my gosh, Winespring! If you did swap, we would be the exact same in our top 4. Wouldn't that be weird?
Shut up!
Don't do it.
I probably could. Let's do it.
Really?
I'm gonna change. I want to bring it up because we're discussing the fin and learning about the magnetic fur and just. I really like
boots, the fin with the fur. Everyone's looking at her. No, I'm sorry. That was
and
horrible.
I did love the intro with 1, but you guys, I think I'm switching again.
Oh my god.
I think I do it every season. Why not? Just embrace the change.
I mean, if you want to be wrong, as well, by all means.
I'm sorry, but Winespring and I have the same top 4. So actually, that makes it really easy. We can just assume that the Wheel and Chill show has decided that 4781 is 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Can you change it on the graphics?
Not right now.
Screenshot?
No,
look, Dana Lou just called you out. She said, Winespring, you said you were not going to waffle.
Okay, and I'm a waffler, so I'm waffling.
Every day I'm waffling.
Butter. It's delicious.
I'm not just a waffle. I've got maple on me and butter.
Yeah. I love a good discussion, and being reminded of things. It's like, oh yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, yeah, change my mind. It's safe to do that.
Anyways, this is fun.
Oh my god! Oh look, I started a singing competition.
I didn't think I was.
Okay, I feel good about this. I think we did well. I think
we did what? Yeah.
I'm really excited that I took notes because now I can use these notes to help inform my season review. Right, and then I'm gonna see because I hate assigning like numerical like a this season was a 9.75 out of 10. I don't usually like doing that because it feels so impersonal. But I'm curious. I'm gonna add up all my points and then see what my ranking system says my season score is, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. I may or may not let anyone know that. If I'm like, that sounds dumb, I don't think that's right at all, then I won't share it. But if I think it's right, then I will.
Dana Lou pops in with the pocket bacon for Winespring for her waffle.
Bacon to go with waffle.
I mean, see, it's okay.
It's a match made in heaven.
Everything's good with pocket bacon.
It is.
Okay, so I think it's about time to say our goodbyes, unless anybody has any other thoughts. Yeah, we did.
I thought we were rushing, but it was the whole time.
I knew the top 4 was going to be.
Yeah, top 4 was going to pull it.
Yeah. So.
Chat, before we leave, why don't you just all tell Winespring and Kritter how I was right, and we can move on.
Good luck.
And do the dark one's work.
Mikasa thinks 6 is too low on all of our lists because it's
really
fun. It's a fun one.
I mean, where was mine? Mine was at 5. It wasn't like in second to last place, like somebody else I know.
What?
Nothing.
It's fine. Everybody has different things that they like. Okay.
Oh, we do have something to say. I do have something to say, something to announce that was really, really cool.
Say it.
On their travels, Winespring and Mr. Moonbound were able to stop by the Tavern and sit in this very chair, and we got to hang out and have dinner together and just had a great time. She stopped by the house. It was incredible. And
we have a photo. Can we show it? I got to sit right there, you guys.
Yeah, it's such a thrill.
I looked at everything in that office.
It should be in our chat.
I know if I have your leave, because I don't want to just show a DM. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, good.
It's just a picture.
Well, okay, but
it's
you know
not
what?
even a flattering picture.
I'm gonna honor
fun that I was there.
Okay, but it was a pleasant time. She got to meet my wife, which was nice.
I'm sorry, I think you mean my wife.
Yeah.
My wife. And apparently, according to Winespring, she told me that she understands me a little bit better now.
Oh, I do.
Because
because she met my wife.
Oh, okay. It's Winespring at the desk, guys. It's Winespring at the desk. Look.
There it is.
That is cool. I'm not in any way jealous at all.
Same room, you guys. I was there.
Although the Critter's response to this, I don't think she needs the heater.
It's May in Florida. That's what I say.
It was really
hot in Florida. Yeah, it's kind of warm over here. That's no lie.
I was camping, and that was really smart.
That's wild.
The real chair.
It's the chair. It's the chair.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah, that's pretty
Anyways,
cool.
that was the announcement
I love the announcement. Okay, well, Tavern, why don't you make any final announcements other than that?
One, this was amazing. Two, like I said earlier, I do merch and stuff. I have been posting a lot of merch lately. I'm also delving into other content. I have been convinced to read a separate book series, and I've already started creating content for that. And that series is Dungeon Crawler Carl. So that's what I'm working on. That's what I'm reading through. I'm only on the first book, but I'm like chapter 20 something. I don't know. It's really good. And I'm enjoying it a lot. And there will be more merch for that coming out. But as far as Wheel of Time stuff, there's a shit ton of stuff. I'm like over 350 designs on Redbubble right now. So there's plenty to choose from.
Whatever. And there's a discount right now.
And there's a up to 40% sale.
Yes.
Site wide for Redbubble right now. So whatever you get can be up to 40% off if you decide to do so. Yeah. Thanks.
Legit. Okay. Thank you. Buy his merch. Winespring. Go ahead.
For sure. I've bought a lot of his merch, you guys. Quality's good. The style's great. It's really fun. I recommend it not just because Tavern's making it, but because it is original Wheel of Time merch, and we're really not getting it in a lot of other places. And for me, and this is part of my sign off, for me, it has been a conversation starter, which is really, really fun. Like we're traveling around road trip and do a lot of cool stuff, and I'll wear it like my merch, and people will ask about it. So sometimes like, what is this? And it gives you an opportunity to talk about something that we all love. Like if you're watching this, you're probably someone who wants to talk about the Wheel of Time. So
Facts.
Yeah. So get some merch, wear it, and you just never know like who's gonna have something to say because you give them an opening for it. And 40% off. I'm going to be using it later after the stream when I'm eating dinner that's left over from the dinner that we had together. We ordered Cuban food, and it was so good. Florida has probably the best Cuban food, you guys. If you're in Florida, I'm sure you agree with me. Next time you're in Florida, if you're not, try the Cuban food.
It's delicious. We had a great dinner.
Yeah, like it was so good. Like we took leftovers in a cooler all the way back to Texas from Florida, and I'm about to eat it for dinner.
It was yummy.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. So rewatch the Wheel of Time over and over again. Let's get it, renewed. We all need to see what happens after episode 8. It was that good. So and love you guys for being here. Can't wait to see you next week.
Yes. Mark Gibson in the chat says, thanks you three for the show and your contribution to this community. It is, I think I can speak for all three of us when I say it's literally our pleasure. This is such a fun community. Chill chat is the best. I love my co-hosts. You guys are the best. We've been wheel and chilling now since 2021. Yeah. So yeah.
It was like a week before the show aired.
Yeah. So we've been together for a really long time. And yeah,
I love that for us.
Announced season 4. Okay, announced season 4. And I will say thank you, everyone who's been in the chat this whole time and today. Don't forget that next week we'll be talking about Moraine with the puppets from Leafcast. It should be an absolute blast. It will have book spoilers, so just a warning for that. Don't forget to tune in to But Are There Dragons? You can get it anywhere you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and we also have a YouTube channel if you prefer watching your podcasts, where we talk about, right now, the Lord of the Rings books, and soon something else. TBD. There will be an announcement very, very soon, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And that's about it. I think that's all I have. I will just say The Wheel of Time Season 3 was spectacular. Best season so far. Probably my favorite season of television ever, because I just love The Wheel of Time, and I think they really nailed it. So I think I'm just going to leave it on that. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Winespring Tavern.
If they just left just a little bit more book out. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, chat.
Episode 4 for life.
Were you in the stream? Because I want to take a screen grab with our ranking. Will you guys just like pose, count to 3?
Oh yeah.
Okay. What do I do?
Yeah, y'all are all welcome for that
okay.
moment.
Thanks.
Sure,
Thanks. Okay.
Everybody.
Everyone, thank you so much. We'll see you next week, Monday. Or if you want to watch the D&D stream tomorrow night. Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
Fighting a big bad evil person.
Big bad. See ya.
Yep.